Hello, people of Earth. It's your pal, the Orbital Outcast, Rad Gnarly, coming your way with another Loki broadcast. Tonight, we're finishing our 7th year of action with the GWA. 7 years again already. Wow. In Fire Pro Wrestling World, like not actual 7 years, but 7 in-game years is still quite the accomplishment. But first, I'd like to say hello to everyone in chat or checking us out on VOD. I see Kate and Zach have been here already. What's going on? No matter where or when you happen to be in this great big old world of ours, happy to have you with us. Hope the day finds you well. Okay, let's get to the GWA. Not even the event center, we're going straight to the match lineup here. Kind of hastily put this together. Normally I book things a week in advance, but it's been a week. Been a lot of adulting, making sure my obligations to the government are taken care of, so to speak. Well, fancy way of saying I'm, taking care of my taxes and all that fun stuff. Oh, Zach, yeah, I see that Zach in chat is ready to share some Zach Federation news. Yeah, let's hear it, buddy. Go ahead and share that while we hype up our first card here. Let's see the signings first. Check that out in chat whilst I'm talking about what we're going on. What do we have here? This is our penultimate show of year 7, so we have months 11 and 12 to do today. Only 2 title matches on this first show. We've managed to sell out the largest arena in Mexico, only having 2 belts on the line, which is, something of a small win. And I wanted to feature not only like a lot of our talent, obviously, in situations like in certain scenarios where like we've been building to certain things. We're trying to, again, include as much headcanon as we can in booking these monthly cards. And we also have if you look at the third match there, those are 2 somewhat unfamiliar names, I would think. Those are 2 wrestlers in from the DDT promotion. So I just decided to do a DDT showcase match in the middle of our card to sort of break things up. So we're going to see Kazusada Higuchi versus Tetsuya Endo, for those unfamiliar with the real-life wrestlers of what is known as the Dramatic Dream Team, the DDT promotion in Japan. Been around for 20 plus years now, I think. Okay, now checking out Zach's new roster members. That's a real good spread, bud. Yeah. See, the beauty of having all these wrestlers, or playing a game like this, is that when people create their wrestlers, they do so at like the prime of their career. So even if you are particularly partial to an older name, you can find like a really good, hey, remember how awesome they were in like their early 30s or late 20s or what have you. You'll get that version. Nice, pretty good. Okay. Well, we got some new talent of our own to debut in the 4th match. Just a little teaser there coming up later. Oh, I see that. Yeah, now that I put together that you got D'Lo, Mr. Anderson, and Devon, you got 3 members of Aces and Eights there. Good pull. That's fun. The Dead Man's Hand. All right. Speaking of, well, not quite the Dead Man, but the Hangman. Haha. That's as much transition as I can give you. Our first match is featuring a relatively newly signed talent, Seth Rollins, in his first singles competition, I believe, or first or second. In there against Adam Page. Actually, it's a return to singles competition since we just had the trios tournament there. I'm a little out of it today, as you might be able to tell so far. Been having to get up early. And by early, I just mean like normal human hours where I see like the daylight and stuff like that. But to me, that's early. I've always been a night owl. Just to do some normal human, everyday, or yearly tax stuff. This is my first year I have to, well, I can be blatant about this. Like, it's the first year I have to report what it is that I generated /earned on Twitch, for example. So I've had to, for the first time in my life, enlist the aid of a professional in, hey, how do I properly report this? Because the last thing I want is the government paying any more attention to me than they already do. That's not just an overall statement about, like, I'm not up to no good or anything like that. It's just, I'd rather just be left alone in general. Okay. Speaking of, nope, can't think of any way to get back to the match. We're just going to see Adam Page versus Seth Rollins. How about that? Let me get myself out of the way. Hoo-yah! And we'll get down to the ring. Okay. Oh yeah, you also got a couple of NWO members. Sure. Well, you can put John Cena in there from that fantasy sequence if you want. Meanwhile, in the GWA ring, Mr. Bigfoot calling for the whistle, and we are underway in what I believe is a first-time meeting, fantasy or otherwise, between Hangman Adam Page and the Architect Seth Rollins. Coming your way in the opening contest, today's GWA action, presenting the November and December cards of our 7th year. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer stream than our 3-hour block we try to hit, because this is an 8-match card. The end of the year show is a 10-match card, and then we're going to be going over the end of year results as well. Ah, the Outsiders won your tag straps. Good pull. Cody's out for a couple of months. Maybe you should rehab him and bring him back to Stardust or something fun. Oh yeah, have you run MCMG versus Outsiders a lot? Page now sitting. Rollins up into the corner. Both of these men would love title opportunities. We don't have too many championships anymore on our own. Let me just check our rankings here. Title fights. What do we have on the... Yeah, we only have the 2 sort of heavyweight single strap at the moment, Hall of Fame and GWA. Man, we're really missing that 3rd belt as far as getting our roster member singles titles opportunities. But as always, concerned with wins and losses, as it does improve your chances of getting up there. I feel like both of these individuals got to rank up in the sort of Hall of Fame quote-unquote division before they take a crack at the big belt, which we're going to see defended on in the main event of our December show. We have a sort of setup match as a semi-main on this November card.
5 minutes gone.
Oh, Outsiders versus D'Lo and Devon, and then you had a masked character interfere. Oh man, that's cool. Such a rich tapestry you weave for yourself there, Zach. Good stuff. Complete shot there from Hangman Adam Page. Trying to send a nasty welcome to the relative newcomer here. Dropped down by Seth off the ropes. Big clothesline. Trying to get right back into things is the Architect. Still with a lot to prove in front of the GWA crowd and management, quite frankly. Relatively new signing, and there's the curb stomp to the back of the head of Page, and he knocked him out! 6:45 out of the blue, and Seth Rollins with a big singles win in your opening contest. Catching Hangman Page napping, but he caught him and then sent him napping. That stomp to the back of the head. Just wiped him out there. My word. Would have liked 5 more minutes before the build up to that, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so now the Undertaker Raven feud continues as it has for almost, gee whiz, almost over a year now, I would think. Because yeah, he tried to recruit him. Oh, let me get back on the screen here. First, Raven tried to recruit the Undertaker to what was then known as the Doldrums. That didn't work out. And then in the revamp of that, after Taker sort of split off and formed the Black Moon Fight Club, figuring that forming a stable was the way to go, path to success here in the GWA. Raven then revamped the Doldrums into the House of Misery, and the feud continues. Represented tonight as the Undertaker and Bison Smith, the beefier 2 members of the Black Moon Fight Club, are taking on Mike Awesome and Raven. So a big high-stakes tag match coming your way. Black Moon Fight Club versus House of Misery. Bison Smith and The Undertaker against Mike Awesome and Raven. Whew. Oh, Delirious interfered. Oh, I see. Oh, that's why you're asking who they were. Gotcha. I'm sure they have highlights and stuff on YouTube. You should check them out. Had a pretty fun, unique moveset for the time. Mid-2000s, or mid-aughts, I guess, whatever they want to call it now. Mike Awesome, you can see joining Raven as part of Team Denim in this one. Going with a sort of a deathmatch gladiator look. And they're against Bison Smith. Bit of a hoss fight we got going on here. Oh, he looked like the Hurricane. Got it, fair enough. I believe they teamed up at a tournament of trios at one point, being like masked men in green. I can't remember who their other partner was. I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it happened on some indie show where they were with others. I can't remember who the other green masked person might have been. Tags refreshing the athletes on either side of things, and now it is leader versus leader. The leader of the Black Moon Fight Club, The Undertaker. And there with the man who thinks The Undertaker betrayed him in the first place. Raven, himself the leader of the House of Misery. Trying to put trying to put The Undertaker out of the GWA once and for all. You cannot control the force of the dead man. You must obliterate it. Back and forth these two men go, trying to slugging it out here. Oh, Kane on a world champ there, huh? I see. Hard to put the big red machine down when he gets rolling, especially that version. That's like Intercontinental title reign version Kane, I think I saw on your stream there. So we passed the 5-minute mark in this tag team contest. Raven having enough of Undertaker for the moment, now trying to get Mike Awesome matched up against him, but Undertaker smartly tagging out to Bison Smith and then rudely delivering a double powerbomb to Mike Awesome. We once again feature Mike Awesome and Bison Smith, the right-hand muscle of their respective factions. Ooh, ooh. STF attempt here out of Mike Awesome, staring down The Undertaker as he does it. That was the matchup I believe Raven wanted in this one. Now The Undertaker is in. Back to his corner as Bison Smith breaks the hold. Boston Crab attempts on Mike Awesome, but Raven patiently in the corner. Whether that's out of confidence in his partner or just indifference, I do not know. Tags on either side, and once again, the leaders of the faction. Another double bomb here to Awesome. Undertaker and Bison Smith doing a great job double teaming Awesome in these sort of no man's land or sort of lawless moments in between tags here. Speaking of lawlessness, fight spilling out to the floor where there's no count out or disqualification. Anything goes out here. As you see Mike Awesome sent it to the guardrail there. And oh gosh! Even flow DDT to Bison Smith on the floor out of Raven. Smith grabs a chair to try to get back into this fight. Raven able to counter the attempt at the last ride and grabs yet another chair from under the ring. Oh, the Iron Claw. Mike Awesome trying to help Raven get out of the Iron Claw. What a weird sound that chair made as he blasted it over the face of the Undertaker, busting him open, by the way. Sounded like broken glass, which is an interesting choice. Or perhaps it's just the sound of a light tube exploding. Hang on. Oh my God, The Undertaker with a crucifix awesome bomb. Trying to get back at Mike Awesome for busting him wide open in this contest. Meanwhile, on the floor, Bison Smith being worn out by Raven on those DDTs. Things settling back down to your singles participants here. Raven and The Undertaker are the legal fighters. Raven looking to take advantage of a battered Undertaker here. Spikes him with a pile driver, but Taker's back to his feet, and Raven scurries to the corner to send in Mike Awesome. Undertaker likewise making a tag. He's got to recover on the apron there. Looking in a big bad way is the dead man. Smart of him to send in Bison Smith. Huge pile driver there out of Awesome. That's cool. I like that you're setting entrance attire. I wish the champs came out with their belts. That's the only thing that's missing, and the only reason I don't really care for the entrances. Like, having accurate entrance music doesn't matter to me. If they all came out with the same theme, it wouldn't bother me. I don't really care about that. But I would like it if the champs came out with their titles. Or at least it flashed on screen or something. Huge powerbomb to Raven from Bison Smith. Trying to give Undertaker as much time as possible to recover on the apron. After getting blasted in the face with the steel chair. It's like the big man says he's ready. In comes Dead Man Inc. to face down Raven. Yeah, fair. Nice Russian leg sweep there to the leader of the House of Misery. Both men up and dazed. It's been a hectic 15 minutes in this tag team contest. Nice counter there by The Undertaker, sending Raven to the floor. Look at the smattering of chairs. Oh, Raven playing possum and leveling Bison Smith with yet another even flow. Now both members of the House of Misery able to superplex Undertaker, or excuse me, double suplex Undertaker onto the chair, and a double powerbomb neckbreaker combo to Bison Smith on a second steel chair. Guess what Raven grabbed? Undertaker just watching as Bison Smith gets awesome bombs. House of Misery taking it too. The Black Moon Fight Club here. Hang on, Bicentennial to Raven on the chair. Everything landing on a chair out here. Gorilla press slam to The Undertaker. Tombstone coming up to awesome. Smith with another Bicentennial to Raven. Wait a minute. Awesome popped right back up and pile drove The Undertaker. Undertaker and Raven still the legal fighters here as we're cresting toward 20 minutes in this wild contest. Oh, nice. I don't think I've ever even loaded Entrance Craft. I know I downloaded it because I just support the game so much. I needed to buy all the DLC, plus some of the downloaded characters I needed it for. Otherwise, I couldn't use them. But that's cool. I like that people are investing in learning all these different nuances. Helps make fantasy leagues like mine even better. As up goes Mike Awesome as he's dragged by Bison Smith into the House of Misery corner. Huge Awesome splash to the small of the back of Smith. Trying to fight back here, but both men are down.
20 minutes gone.
As we pass the 20-minute mark there. Nice dodging of the clothesline by Awesome, but did not dodge that stalling suplex out of Bison Smith, who he himself goes up top, drops a big elbow into the chest, and then the Iron Claw. This could do it, and it does! What a comeback win for the Black Moon Fight Club. The Undertaker unable to fight after being maimed by Mike Awesome on the floor. So in comes Bison Smith to carry the load for the rest of the match and the victory with an Iron Claw. Yeah, there we go. 99%, I'll take it. Wink. And the finish didn't involve either of the parties I actually wanted to highlight, as we are getting we're finally getting a singles match between Undertaker and Raven at next month's show, so a little spoiler for you. Okay, take that out of the way, even though I don't think you can see the cursor. It's just in my way. All right, here's that DDT showcase match I was telling you about. As Kazusada Higuchi is going to take on Tetsuya Endo. For those unfamiliar, Kazusada Higuchi is a more heavyweight-based wrestler. He's about 6 feet, 250, former sumo trainee, so a big, beefy Japanese wrestler in the style of, say, an early Kenta Kobashi type. And Tetsuya Endo is more of a Kota Ibushi style hybrid, definitely on the junior side of things in terms of size and weight, and definitely likes to take to the sky, as I believe. Tetsuya Endo's finish is a shooting star press, and his counterpart here, Kazusada Higuchi's finisher, is a Goten, which I believe is that not quite it's let me try to describe. If it's the move I think it is, it's not a choke slam per se, but it's essentially like they pick you up by the waist and then hoist you up and just slam you down. Like it's rather violent. Anyway, it's just big beefy power moves out of Higuchi and more flippity floppity fly out of Tetsuya Endo, if I could sell that. Oh, there you go. Yeah, giving Cody a mask and causing him like the Nightmare Stranger or something like that as a nod to some really dusty stuff might be a way to go. All right, anyway, let me get myself out of the way and we'll get ourselves down to the ring for this DDT Showcase match presented here in Sold Out Arena in Mexico for the American promotion GWA. Oh yeah, there you go. That's funny too. As always, Mr. Bigfoot here to ring the bell, and we are underway. Higuchi in the black trunks with the minimal gold trim. Tetsuya Endo, the gentleman with the abs, and the orange and purple mingled with the black on their gear. Higuchi, the thicker of the two athletes as well. These gentlemen no stranger to one another. They competed against one another several times in their home promotion of DDT, or Dramatic Dream Team. It's out of Japan, as we said, a promotion that in the really real world has lasted over 20 years as something of a parody slash homage to the sillier aspects of the sports entertainment stylings of North American wrestling presentation, mixed with traditional serious Japanese wrestling, mixed with just the most ludicrous match stipulations one could possibly imagine. Absolutely, Kate. Bigfoot is our... Once you set a referee, they have to referee every single match you do for the card. So, yeah, they've been with us since, I think, our very first show. So we're coming up on 7 years of Bigfoot being able to wrestle, or excuse me, being able to referee every single one of our shows. And it's certainly not because we just dress up a different Bigfoot every night. We don't have a whole forest of them hidden somewhere in the mountains in the midst of the Bermuda Triangle or anything like that. So put that thought out of your head. It is most definitely the same Sasquatch each and every time you see them.
Give up.
With these men still jockeying for the offensive advantage, going back and forth, no strangers to one another, like we said. Excellent counter wrestling here. As you see Tetsuya Endo trying to go to work and Higuchi trying to slow him down. Back and forth they go as they continue these exchange of holds, counter for counter. Yeah, there's not a whole green room full of them, like with just bowls of eucalyptus leaves and other assorted berries and nuts that they enjoy. Beautifully done moonsault off the top by Endo into the cover, gets a 2. Crowd appreciative of it. Can't imagine Higuchi is, as he's got to get back into the swing of things here. Up goes Endo. There's his shooting star press. 2. Almost puts Higuchi away, and what a debut, or showcase, I should say, for Tetsuya Endo it would have been. You can see, and it is a custom animation on that shooting star press, and I can tell because it is sort of the style in which he does it, in which he appears to float and slowly rotate. It is a thing of beauty if you've never seen Tetsuya Endo actually hit a shooting star press. You might see it on a Wednesday night near you soon. There's a standing Spanish fly out of Endo, hooks the leg deep on Higuchi, and this could do it. No! The big man Higuchi's got to get back in this thing in a big bad way. It's been all Endo for the past few moments here, and he is not holding back. Big chop out of Katsusada Higuchi. Trying to get back. Onto it, a more even keel, big lariat into the cover. Almost a 2, but a 1.5 count there. Out of Endo into the crossface.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
Yeah, the reason we don't put jersey numbers on the back of the referee shirts certainly isn't that we, maybe they have numbers that we pin on them in the back so we can keep track. We peel them off before they get here. Big tackle there to Higuchi. Takes a moment to catch his breath. Nice go behind. Oh! Counter there to Endo. Able to flip out of the German suplex attempt. And a nice doctor bomb out of Higuchi, but he's too close to the ropes. Stardust press, the screw moonsault, excuse me. But a Tetsuya Endo standing, shooting star pin. Higuchi out again. What a display Endo's putting on. What a phenomenal forearm as well. Higuchi just trying to slow things down and get back on track here. Playing de facto heel as the crowd has been delighted by the athleticism of Tetsuya Endo. Back and forth these two men go. This might be Higuchi's opportunity to get something going. Oh, what a chop from Kazusada Higuchi after absorbing that Hang on. Into the Dr. Bomb. 1, 2. Endo barely able to escape that time. Higuchi's on a roll. Got him in a Canadian backbreaker variation, but again, too close to the ropes, and Endo able to slip out with the help of the referee. Higuchi trying to get the crowd behind him, but also got to check his gas tank there. What was that? Trying to bully him into a position to whip him into the corner there as Endo. I haven't seen that move out of anyone before. This is something we downloaded for him. I'll have to investigate further. Very interesting. Cody and Aces and 8 sounds like a perfect fit, by the way. He's got to be the leader, obviously. But entitled white dude in a motorcycle club? Perfect. And another Dr. Bomb out of Higuchi. 2 and... It's Endo's turn to narrowly escape. Back and forth. This match has been going now as we approach 15 minutes here. The next major move from either of these competitors could do it. Huge layer to the back of the head from Higuchi. Flipped out of the powerbomb to Endo. Oh, Higuchi escapes. What a counter pin attempt at a Tetsuya Endo. And Higuchi signals for the end now. Endo with a super kick. He's going outside. Springboard forearm. Off the ropes. Oh, Higuchi back to his feet though. Just trying to create some space with those chops. Standing Spanish fly. Sounds good, Zach. Time for that heel turn. Big lariat. Endo setting up another standing SSP to the pin, and that will do it. Tetsuya Endo outlasts Kazusada Higuchi. Oh, that's okay. I don't need to buy any of that nonsense. Who earns? That's cool. Yeah. There we go. Okay, 1 second. Sorry for this, everybody. Oh, I'm not getting all this stuff yet. How do I... Boink. There we go. Peace out. Oof. Alright. I don't know why I had to pop that up in a whole separate thing. Peace out. Alright. People in here trying to sell me nonsense. 5-star match coming out of all that. That's what we wanted to see. What a showcase it happened to be. Alright. Endo with picking up the big win there. Sorry for the clunky moderating I had to do there. But needed to happen. I thought popping up the chat thing with the mod stuff there would give me all the tools I needed, but I had to go back to another webpage. It was a big pain in the butt. Well, a moderate pain in the butt. Ha ha ha. Alright. Still no titles on the line in this one. Feels weird. Don't worry, we're going to make up for it with our end of the year show. Okay. Ah, yes. Alright. Now is the time to debut our newly signed talent. We have some trios activity for you in the juniors division. They got a tough act to follow with that amazing showcase match of the DDT participants. As Chris Statlander and Kairi Sane of Squared Circle K are, listen to this, teaming up with Becky Lynch. That's right, Becky Lynch, who won the GWA Junior Championship from Kairi Sane now teaming with Sane and her stablemate Chris Statlander up against Luna Vachon and Kevin Blackwood of the Black Moon Fight Club and their partner, the newly signed ... We're going to find out who their partner is momentarily. A new addition to the GWA Junior Division in this debuting here in this trios matchup. Boink, down to the ring we go. Able to see them before they climb into the corner, or the zoom perhaps. They're going to be on the right side of your screen. Oh, saw them there momentarily, but we'll see them in a sec. As Statlander and Luna Vachon are starting things off. A lot of black attire in this one. It's going to make it difficult for people that are new to tell them apart. But Luna Vachon, I was going to say the one with the face paint, but they both have face paint. Just on one side of her face, the shaved sides, let's say, and let's see, the less than sheer pantyhose. Chris Statlander with the white stars and purple trim. And there you can see Kevin Blackwood. And a tag into the newest signee here to the GWA. That's right, Britt Baker, DMD, has joined the ranks of the junior competitors here as you stroll down the gnarly wrestling aisle, and we couldn't be happier to have her in there against Chris Statlander currently. Quick tag out there now to Becky Lynch, the GWA Junior Champion, facing Britt Baker the first time in a GWA ring. Oh dear. Terrible singles records for the Motor City Machine Guns. Bet they were good matches though, at least. As you see Britt Baker putting the boots to the GWA Junior Champion to Becky Lynch, who tags out to the woman that she dethroned for that very belt, Kairi Sane. Returned to action at the Trios Tournament of Terror after having to take a few months off as a result of that championship matchup with Becky Lynch. Bit of a strange bedfellows partner situation here in this Junior Division Trios matchup. Kairi Sane, no shame in her game.
Give up.
Will not back up for anyone. That includes the newly signed Britt Baker, who tags out now to Kevin Blackwood, the other junior heavyweight member of the Black Moon Fight Club. More of a pure, and by pure I mean sort of striking ground and submission-based style. As you can see, a flair of the pro wrestling and indie wrestling elements to it, but has really sort of reinvented himself in the past couple of years by going for a more grassroots, if you want to call it, or grounded approach. Certainly caught the eye of the Undertaker and recruited him to the Black Moon Fight Club here in the GWA. Nice butterfly suplex there out of Kevin Blackwood. Gets him a 1 count on the former junior champ, the former 2-time junior champ, Kairi Sane, tagging out to the current champ, Becky Lynch. Okay. Singles are both 0-1. So in tags and stuff, they have those poor records. That's too bad. Blackwood tagging to his Black Moon Fight Club stablemate, Luna Vachon. We will see against Becky Lynch next month in a defense of Becky Lynch's Junior Heavyweight Championship. In the last show of the year, Becky Lynch putting the belt on the line against Luna Vachon. She just blasted with a Bexploder, but Luna rolling back to her feet. If only to get to the corner to tag in a partner, but still. Excellent work there at Luna to recognize that she was in a dangerous situation and get herself onto the apron. Kevin Blackwood tagged in, putting the hurt on Becky Lynch, but she's no longer the legal fighter. It's currently Kairi Sane, and Kairi and Becky have been going back and forth with these tags. Haven't seen Chris Statlander in a little bit, despite Statlander and Kairi Sane being stablemates. Blackwood going to work with those kicks. Chin crusher there.
10 minutes down.
And then an appeal to the crowd. Oh, at the 10-minute mark there from Kevin Blackwood. Just trying to chop down Kairi Sane. Nice combination there, having his way strike-wise. with Sane is Blackwood. Big crossbody off the top into the cover. Lynch breaks it up, and in comes Chris Statlander as well. Check on her stablemate. Luna Vachon tying up Kairi Sane until Blackwood has a chance to recover. And a tag out to Britt Baker in her debut match here for the GWA. Joining the ranks of our junior division. Angel's Wings into the cover. 1, 2. Kairi Sane saved by Statlander and Lynch. Well, that would have been lights out, courtesy of Britt Baker, DMD. Tag out once again to Becky Lynch. Chris Statlander, perhaps they're saving her for later in the matchup. Has had plenty of apron time in this one. Diving guillotine off the top from Becky Lynch. Shades of a maneuver that earlier in her career put her out. Into the disarmer from Becky Lynch on Britt Baker. Blackwood over to save the matchup. Right back to it goes Lynch. Luna is tagged up. Trying to help Britt Baker. Look at the condition of Britt Baker's arms as she has desperately got to get to the apron here. Quick cutter out of Blackwood.
2.
Kairi Sane able to get in there and break things up. Britt Baker in a big bad way. Check out the condition of those arms. Looks like he may have popped a shoulder out. Very slumped on the way back to the apron. So we now see Kevin Blackwood in a version of the disarmer, not quite 100%, not quite its final form. And able to survive is Kevin Blackwood. Having a cover here on Becky. Kairi Sane and Chris Statlander both in to save their tag team partner. 15 minutes plus gone in this trio's contest. Blackwood positioning Becky Lynch in the corner, gets rolled up. In comes Luna. Just kind of stares in wonder. Blackwood is able to get out of the pinning predicament himself. Quick cutter out of Blackwood, and now we see Chris Statlander legally tagged into the matchup. And a refresher on the other side of things as well, as in comes Luna Vachon, the #1 contender to the junior title. Going to be taking on Becky Lynch next month. And good gracious me. You can see the torque on that Boston Crab. You can also see the slouch or the slumping shoulders of Britt Baker. Definitely in some discomfort after multiple disarmer attempts on the newcomer Britt Baker. We'll keep you abreast of her condition, as we said. You might get definitely gonna have to look for a medical update. All is not right. She can't raise her arms, it seems. Can Britt Baker? Now Luna Vachon in there against Chris Statlander. Statlander and Kairi Sane, both members of the Squared Circle K. Hang on, Big Bang Theory out of Statlander. And Luna Vachon able to escape. What resilience out of the future challenger to the GWA Junior Championship. And now about to get hit with a second one, center of the ring. 1, 2, and Britt Baker making the save. With a kick, mind. Couldn't use her arms for it. 2 finishers in a row for Luna Vachon, and she has had enough. In comes Kevin Blackwood. They are doing their best to give Britt Baker as much time as possible. Oh, God! Luna Vachon was just critical with an insane elbow drop from Kairi Sane, but she's not the legal competitor, so the match must continue. And now Kevin Blackwood down a tag team partner and a half. As Luna Vachon is knocked out. We're going to get the medical staff over there as soon as we can. And Britt Baker's arms are essentially useless. It is down to Kevin Blackwood and Britt Baker's legs against the 3 fighters across the ring. I don't know what this says to Luna Vachon's title shot next month. I mean, we haven't technically booked it, obviously. But it looks like Kairi Sane making a case for a rematch with a violent assault on this one. And now an insane elbow drop to Blackwood. Baker to break it up. Oh, able to raise her arms now. Cutter. Rolls into the cover, does Blackwood. 1, 2. Rocker dropper to Statlander from Britt Baker. Blackwood, no choice but to tag Britt Baker back into this matchup. Oh, and in comes Chris Statlander on the opposite side. Over 20 minutes gone in this one, so if submissions weren't already deadly enough with Britt Baker's arms in the condition they're in, we have passed the magic 20-minute mark. So the next serious submission attempt could spell disaster. Britt Baker putting everything she has into those punches, but not enough to overcome Statlander. I'm going to go back to more amateur base is Britt. Trying to use Statlander's weight against her. It's the upper body of Britt Baker, not quite what it needs to be. Super kick, not able to knock Statlander down. And a tag out to Blackwood. As you can see, Luna Vachon still on the canvas, sleeping peacefully. She's okay, folks. Oh! Statlander with that Big Bang Theory, but in the wrong corner. Britt Baker able to break it up almost immediately. Here comes another one. Baker able to stop the count at 2, and you gotta wonder, would it not be wiser or more merciful to just let the match end at this point? Statlander into another cover. And another save out of Baker. Hang on. Facelock attempt out of Blackwood, but unable to get Chris to tap before her partners could get all the way across the ring. As we approach 30 minutes in this one, you have to admire at least the tenacity of the two remaining competitors in the red corner here. Oh! Discus elbow shot out of Britt Baker. Might have been the last gasp of upper body strength from the dentist. Oh, a tiger driver. Statlander there to bust up the pin attempt right away. Kairi Sane, Kevin Blackwood, your legal fighters here. Almost 30 minutes gone, and in comes Britt Baker. And she is not doing well, as you can tell from her posture. She is fighting on in this one. Another discus elbow. Just throwing her broken arms at her opponents. Kairi Sane smartly, though, able to set her up in the blue corner. Baker buying herself some time, but for how long? Sane going up top. Oh, small to the back with the insane elbow. Sane can't capitalize the cover. She gets up dazed. Nice butterfly suplex out of Baker.
30 minutes gone.
You just heard it, 30 minutes gone in this one. Angel's wings for the former junior champ. Into the cover, but it's not going to do her any good. Wrong corner to attempt that pin. Out goes Blackwood. Another elbow drop. Into the cover. 1, 2. No, Britt Baker escapes. I thought that was it for sure. In comes Statlander now. Britt Baker showing a lot of heart. Able to get to her corner for a tag, and out goes Statlander to the floor. They're going to have to hurry if they want to try something, because they're going to be down 3 fighters to 2 no matter what happens here. Tiger driver to Sane. Hang on, crossed and crab on the floor. Luckily Blackwood there to break things up. This will continue until we get our legal combatants back in the ring. No countouts or disqualifications out here. Plenty of room for injury, though. The sell job of Luna's career. Just chilling, half in, half out of the ring for like 10 minutes plus now. So see Blackwood fighting away against Becky Lynch. Statlander gets back into the ring. I think that's the combination we need, and at least momentarily we had it. Double team to Statlander out of Britt Baker and Blackwood. Things are breaking down once more. Blackwood doing his best to fend off both Becky Lynch and Kairi Sane. Meanwhile, on the floor, Big Bang Theory to Britt Baker. Into the disarmer on Blackwood. Nothing the ref can do. All perfectly legal. We're just waiting for Chris Statlander to get back in the ring with Kevin Blackwood, and then the fight can continue as scheduled. Another Big Bang Theory. Oh, hang on. Britt Baker able to reverse. Meanwhile, Blackwood locked in his own heel lock by Becky Lynch. Statlander catches him. Blackwood trying to fight her off. Gets to the corner to tag in Baker, but Baker just got obliterated outside the ring. I don't know how much help she's going to be, and she was in a rough spot to begin with. We are headed towards 40 minutes in this, I hesitate to call it a trios contest because it's been a 3-on-2 tag team matchup for a good 15, about half the duration of the matchup, to be quite honest. Luna Vachon has been knocked smooth out for quite some time. She was scheduled to face Becky Lynch next month for the junior title, but that match obviously in question now. We'll see who survives this one and who's going to come out as contender. Here comes Kairi Sane up top, another elbow. But unable to capitalize once again. It's the Pirate Princess who hits. Another elbow. Into the cover. Blackwood can't make the save because of the positioning, but Baker kicks out somehow, some way. Blackwood and Statlander legal now. I'm begging somebody to help Luna back to her feet so she can sell her way back to the dressing room. Medical staff advises that they're not allowed to get involved in any of the matchups. So a sell job of her career for Luna Vachon here. Don't worry, folks. She's okay. It's all a show. We will, of course, be providing a medical update on both her and Britt Baker, if not all 6 participants in this matchup, at the end of the first card here. As Blackwood brings a chair into the ring. That's not legal. Not even a little teeny bit. Oh, and gets slammed onto it by Statlander. Perhaps providing the chair as something Luna can maybe like pull herself back to her feet with or something. Blackwood signaling for the end here. What could he be thinking? Certainly wasn't this. Spinning into a scrapbuster is Chris Statlander. Standing version of the black hole slam and gets spiked with a DDT. Oh yeah, ace bandages might be fun. You can put them on as you see them needed. Roll through, but on the wrong competitor. Out of Kevin Blackwood, as he is not legal currently. It is Britt Baker, bless her heart, in there with Kairi Sane. Doing her best to mount some offense without the full use of her arms. Nice back fist there to Kairi Sane going up top. Misses the elbow. Drop toe, gets her right back on track. Vicious forearm combo. Sets her up. Double axe handle doomsday device. But Baker able to respond with a DDT. Dragon screw to Kairi Sane. We are approaching 45 minutes in this contest now. What a war it has been, and an uneven one at that. As you see the damage left in the corner. There lies Luna Vachon. I could say it now, former #1 contender. There's no way she's going to be in any shape next month to face Becky Lynch. That's not going to sit well with Luna Vachon, but we got to do what we got to do here. Depending on how this matchup goes, we're going to have to find somebody else to challenge Becky. Big shoulder tackle out of the GWA Junior Champion. Concentrating on the fight in front of her, which is with Kevin Blackwood, who submits the champ just like that. What a come-from-behind victory for Kevin Blackwood and the rest of the Black Moon Fight Club. Plus Britt Baker, way to hang in there. Over 20 minutes with those damaged arms. Holy crap. Holy crap. You're darn right that was a 5-star performance. My word. Huh. Well, depending on Kevin Blackwood's health, I believe we may have just found our new #1 contender. Goodness gracious. Tapping out the champ. Perhaps a little bit too cocky was Becky Lynch. A little too comfortable with their 3-on-2 advantage that they had for a good 20 minutes, but still couldn't put Blackwood or Baker away. And we're going to have to check because I'm pretty sure one, if not more, of the competitors in that match are probably going to come up injured. But we'll see. We'll see. We got the best facilities on the planet. My word. Still, no title matches yet. Not a one. We got that was halfway through the card. We got 4 more matches to bring to you, including this. This is going to be a tag team war. This is action in our tag team division as former GWA tag team champions, the Street Profits, are returning to GWA activity against the Fire Within, Kenta Kobashi and Yohei, 2/3 of your reigning trios champions. And of course, that meaning that Kenta Kobashi, Yohei, and their championship partner, Minoru Suzuki, all have the opportunity to cash in title shots at any GWA belt of their choosing in the coming calendar year. So it's a precursor to that. Perhaps they wanted to warm themselves up with some hotly contested tag team divisional action against former 2-time champions, the Street Profits. So we're going to see them right now against the Fire Within, Kenta Kobashi, and Yohei. The Street Profits, of course, being Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Oh, if I haven't already, let me go ahead and save. Just in case something goes horribly wrong. You never know. And then we're going to get ourselves right down to ringside. Hi-ya! Down we go. As always, Senor Sasquatch is here to call for the whistle, as we are in the largest venue in Mexico we could find. 18,000 plus here with us, and we're glad you're with us as well, strolling down the gnarly wrestling aisle tonight, as we do each and every Thursday here for the past almost 2 years now. The time slot may have bumped around a little bit, but we're usually here on Thursdays.
Give up.
Oh, just want to do a quick plug. Last year's A1 Climax tournament that took place last July 1st, that was July 1st, 2021, a 16-hour charity stream that we did. Imagine doing the entire G1 Climax tournament, round-robin styles, in one day. That is 2 blocks of 10 fighters each, so all preliminary round-robin rounds to determine the rankings, and then the finals. Imagine bumping that out over the course of a day. I did. It took me about 16 and a half hours to do it, and excluding the intermission portions, the entirety of the tournament is now available on our YouTube channel. If you just go to Rad Gnarly, or if you just want to search the A1 Climax in and of itself on YouTube, that's EH1 Climax, the A1 Climax, as it is a Canadian wrestler based tournament, despite the slightly confusing name. The A1, so EH1 space Climax. For those that might be interested in seeing how we did. Spoiler alert, we almost doubled our charity goal. So thanks once again to everyone who was involved in that evening. And we'll see about an A1 Climax 2022, perhaps, at some point in July. See how it goes.
5 minutes gone.
So we have passed 5 minutes in this tag team contest. Action in our tag team division. The reigning champions are... Oh my, who are the reigning champs? Kurt Angle and Booker T. We're going to see them in action next month, putting the belts on the line. Against one of the longest established tag teams here in the GWA. Next month, we're going to see the champions, Angle and Booker, defending the belts against the Yard Dogs, Bill Bullock and Dave Masto. This is coming out, of course, Kurt Angle, Booker T, and Jeff Jarrett facing Bullock and his partners in the Trios Tournament of Terror in the semifinals, and actually coming up short against the GWA original, the Convict, Bill Bullock. Left a bad taste in the mouth of both Kurt Angle and Booker T, and in order to get Bill Bullock back in the ring, they have agreed to put the tag team belts on the line against Bullock and his long-term tag team partner, Dave Mastiff. So look forward to that on our December show when we book it. Of course, this tag team matchup here, more for rankings and future #1 contendership, of course. Always helps your team to look good in a match on pay-per-view. These monthly super cards we're able to bring you here in the GWA as we see another quick tag up there. Yohei in against the power of these Street Profits. Angelo Dawkins, kind of a big man, little man matchup. Certainly Yohei the faster of the two. Big splash off the ropes from Angelo Dawkins and Kenta Kobashi. A more technically and brutally power-based wrestler of the Fire Within. Now getting tagged in. And likewise, the Street Profits trying to work a bit of a mismatch to their advantage, tagging in the faster and more agile Montez Ford to face the former GWA World Champion Kenta Kobashi, who's about to crush him with a burning hammer. Into the cover goes Kobashi, one. Dawkins able to break it up and save the matchup for his partner. Ford had enough immediately, tagging out to Dawkins. Ford, you can tell, in a big bad way after that burning hammer, is going to need some time on the apron. Kobashi picking right back up where he left off there. Beautiful delay suplex. Signature offense coming to the forefront out of Kenta Kobashi. Trying to slow down both members of the Street Profits here. And prevent the tag. Dawkins trying to fend him off. Ford declines the tag. Hadn't quite shook off the effects of that burning hammer, and it allows things to freshen up on the other side of the equation. Yohei legal, but Dawkins sent to the floor where he's pursued by Kobashi. Now this is a perfectly legal tactic in these tag team contests. Hang on, Poison Rana to Ford by Yohei, capitalizing on the damage done to the head and neck out of that burning hammer. We have devolved into two singles contests. This fight will continue as such until Dawkins is able to get back into the ring. Nothing Mr. Bigfoot can do but watch, much like the rest of us. Half and half suplex to Dawkins on the floor. Kobashi trying to wear the man out before he's back in against his partner Yohei. Yohei, meanwhile, trying to put the hurt on Montez Ford. There's that big frog splash out of Ford. Oh, Yohei able to dodge the follow-up offense from Dawkins and get Kobashi tagged back in. Excellent tag team instincts there out of Yohei to recognize that he was in trouble after getting hit with that frog splash. And here's one for the back of Kobashi. Rolls into the cover. 1, 2, Yohei makes the save. Kobashi thanks him for it. Half and half to Montez Ford. It's a half dragon, half tiger. So it's one underhook, one or half Nelson into the orange crush. Dawkins has got to break that pin attempt up. Does he scar over where he has the dream tattoo? Montez Ford pins Kenta Kobashi, and the Street Profits looking strong. As always. Perhaps not ready for a tag team title match. Are the Fire Within. Something to consider. That incredibly dangerous frog splash. Whoa! There we go, for Montez Ford. Wait, does that work weird? No, I guess I just double pressed it accidentally. There we go. Wowzers, alright. Man, Ford and that frog splash are almost unbeatable. He's a beast with that thing. Okay. Hitting Kobashi too. I feel like we're eventually going to spin Montez Ford off on his own. Okay. Eventually. Gotta have a battle of the frog splashes at some point. Alright, finally, some gold on the line. As the Legends Junior Champion Jushin Thunder Liger is going to be putting that very championship up against the Standards Mike Bailey. So let's go ahead and get down to the ring for this spirited contest. Speedball Mike Bailey against Jushin Thunder Liger. Hiya! Workshop it owns this chest. Fair. I think his actual tattoo just says Dream. Oh, okay. The scar from his injury. That's cool that you're using the workshop and the wrestling editor to like add battle stars and stuff that fit with the canon of your league. That's some next level shiz. Good work. As we see Speedball Mike Bailey not wasting any time to try to get the advantage here on black suited Jushin Liger. The constantly hangry Legends Junior Champion here, stalking the GWA locker room, calling out every other junior competitor. It's the savvy multi-decade career and in-ring wizardry of Jushin Liger against the more youthful exuberance and highly educated feat, a doctorate in feats, as Speedball Mike Bailey.
Give up. Give up.
Well, if you're already going to be removing Cody's tattoos, maybe, I don't know, start with that neck one, because that thing is hideous. What a weird choice. Like the first week that it was there, I could have sworn it was just like a temporary tattoo that he was just doing as a marketing thing. And he's probably still doing it as a marketing thing, but good gravy, what a goofy maneuver. Shooting star into the pin. We saw that at a Tetsuya Endo in that amazing DDT Showcase match earlier tonight. No neck tattoo in your Cody? Thank goodness. I should have to wrestle in a turtleneck. That should be a match or something. That's like, because you can't, like, there's no real way to, you know what I mean? Like, you have to completely cover him head to toe, or at least, you know, shoulders up, if you want to surprise somebody with a Cody Rhodes now. You can't just wear a hood. You just got to wear something that covers his neck. Who is that scarfed gentleman that just attacked? It's a cosplay as the Shadow every time he wants to do a run-in on somebody. Okay, the black mask, like, okay. So if it, like, yeah, if it goes out to the shoulders and stuff, it might be okay. Like a Liger mask would probably do it, because it has all that hair built in the back, too. Speaking of, beautiful enziguri there to the Legends Junior Champion here. Looking to defend against the standard Speedball Mike Bailey, who hits an acai DDT. Gets a 2 count out of it. You do love your monochromatic themes. Sure. He's in a dark place. Aces and eights. Makes sense. Black is a very popular color for wrestling gear. Has been for decades. Look in the ring right now. Both outfits primarily black based. Up top goes, oh, Speedball. Nice. Missile drop kick. Caught him in the ear. Caught him in the ear and horn, did Mike Bailey. But Liger looking to shrug it off here and get right back on track. Thez pressed into a pin. Bailey able to roll his shoulder and hit a buzzsaw kick to the side of the jaw. Hooks the leg deep. 1, 2. Liger slips free. Brainbuster to Mike Bailey. 1, 2. Bailey kicks out. Hotly contested action here, and all for the Legends Junior Championship, currently held by Jushin Thunder Liger. Back and forth goes Bailey, left and right with those kicks. Looking to bring some gold to the standard is the Speedball, as he hits a standing Spanish fly at the 10-minute mark on the Junior Champ. Excuse me, Legends Junior Champ. I don't want to disparage the actual Junior Champ, Becky Lynch, by confusing the two.
1, 2.
Mike Bailey kicks out, and the fight continues to the delight of the crowd. Liger setting him up in the center of the ring. Oh, getting him closer to the turnbuckle now. Averse into the opposite corner. Oh, what a counter by Bailey. Tombstone by Liger. Into the cover, but he's too close to the ropes. Speedball got a toe on one of them. As you can see, he wrestles technically barefoot, bootless at least. Bootless with kick pads. Nice. You're really putting a lot of work into the customization of your stuff there, Zach. Different types of Derby face paint. Changing people's looks depending on their gimmick. they fit into your roster. Hang on! Liger bomb in the corner! Oh, but he's too close. Liger thought he had successfully defended the belt, but he couldn't even get a 1. Off the ropes he comes, drops the big elbow. Gets sent off this time. Speedball with a drop kick. Center of the ring, the two fighters. Fisherman Buster by Liger. Brainbuster spikes the challenger. Trying to create some distance by knocking Liger away with that drop kick is Bayley. Super kick under the jaw of the champ. Another Fisherman Buster. Liger dragging him into position. Looking to finish him off here. Press into the pin. 1, 2. Speedball escapes. Liger signals for the end here. Once again off the ropes. Another press into a pin. 1, 2. Speedball out again. Headed toward the 20-minute mark of this championship contest. Liger clad all in black, the full bodysuit. Your Legends Junior champion against Speedball Mike Bayley in the shorts. Liger trying to set Speedball up here in the southern quadrant of the ring. It's a little awkward to do so. Counters him into a powerbomb, but no. Looking for a Liger bomb, but again too close to the ropes. A few opportunities to end this thing, and Liger is instead sent to the floor by Speedball. Asai moonsault to the floor by the challenger. Trying to make an impression figuratively and physically on the champion. What a spin kick by the Speedball. Oh, a buzzsaw kick is a follow-up. He's got Liger rocked. Has to take the fight back into the ring, though. The only place a match can end. There are no countouts or DQs on the floor. Hang on. Oh, counters the Liger bomb. Speedball trying to ride this wave of momentum to the championship. Liger trying to cut him off and keep him cut off. SSP to the small of the back. La Maestra, but he's too close to the ropes once again. Liger bomb countered into a DDT. 20 minutes gone. Liger going up. Shooting star. 1, 2. Bayley kicks out at 2. Sent off the ropes. Palm strike. Drops the elbow. Liger looking to finish him off. Powerbomb. Signals to the crowd that this is it. Off the ropes. Tilt-a-whirl into the backbreaker. Bayley trying to fight back now. Liger trying to maintain his advantage. Bayley with the upper hand. Super kick. It's cut off with a drop toe and an elbow to the back of the head. Undaunted, nice spin kick attack. Back to the midsection goes Speedball. What a combination. Lightning fast strikes. Trying to knock the champ out. Has him set up in the corner. DDT to Liger. Both men down. Both men up. Brainbuster to Speedball Mike Bayley. Into the cover goes Jushin. Liger. Got him. A valiant effort from Mike Bayley, but a successful defense of the Legends Junior Championship for Jushin Thunder Liger. That was a good contest. How'd we do? You darn tootin'. We had another 5-star match. That's the third one of the card, by the way. You darn tootin'. All right. Whew. That was match 6 of 8 on this card, by the way. So we have a tag team match and we got a championship match in our main event. Still to come. Wowzers! Title defense. Do I have him booked next time around? I don't have him, oh, look at that. I don't have Liger defending next month. That might change. Yeah, Luna Vachon I gotta erase. I have Luna Vachon. I had Luna Vachon, I should say, penciled in, but now I just changed that. Okay. So we get set for our semi-main event here. A tag team contest that sort of plays into a match that we're booking for our end of the year show. As you can see here in the red corner, we have Shawn Michaels, your current GWA World Champion, and his monster Abyss, representing the Heartbreakers, going up against Bobby Lashley and Eddie Guerrero of the Heat Business. Now, the reason that this match is taking place is because Shawn Michaels is putting the GWA World Championship on the line in the main event of our end of the year show against Eddie Guerrero, a match that we were unfortunately robbed of, as they sort of never really lined up to give us a pay-per-view, certainly not a pay-per-view like focused, spotlighted showcase match between those two incredible talents. Never really happened in real life, but we're going to be bringing it to you in a matter of moments as soon as we finish this card and then get on to the second. But to preview that singles contest, we have another tag team match headed your way. Shawn Michaels and Abyss of the Heartbreakers against Eddie Guerrero and Lashley of the Heat Business. Let's get down to the ring after I save this. And away we go. As always, the creature on feature, Mr. Bigfoot about to call for the bell. As you can see, both Shawn Michaels and Eddie Guerrero wisely starting this matchup on the apron. Bobby Lashley in the black and gold attire, long pants. Abyss, the masked gentleman, in the inmate suit. To describe it as, there you see Eddie Guerrero on the apron. Of course, Shawn Michaels in the red corner of Abyss. Nice double team powerbomb there as Eddie Guerrero quick to tag in on the monster. Certainly spoiling for a fight is the former Hall of Fame champion Eddie Guerrero, trying to establish himself as a main event player here in the GWA with a big title shot coming up next month. Each of these gentlemen, and I speak of Eddie Guerrero and Shawn Michaels, handpicked their fellow stablemates as their tag team partners. They wanted to have powerful backup for this tag team contest. Did Shawn Michaels and Abyss. You see the monster there bowling Eddie Guerrero over off the ropes, and in comes the Heartbreak Kid himself, the GWA World Champion. The big splash and a miss there. Going to go one-on-one with Eddie Guerrero coming your way in the main event of our December show, in the second half of the broadcast tonight, for the richest prize in the land, the GWA World Championship. Trying to save Bobby Lashley's singles contests for people that I jokingly think he might be able to retire, quote unquote. He has now put two GWA roster members out to pasture in Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vader. We will not see him in singles competition on the December show, but look for that coming your way on the January Year 8 show. Bobby Lashley up against another roster member. Haven't decided whom yet, but someone I think I might be able to do without, as I assume they're going to retire after spending time in the ring with Lashley in a singles contact. That is the reputation he is earning here in the GWA. Nice takedown of the Monster Abyss. No hesitation by Bobby Lashley. You can see he's busted the big man open. That might play to a disadvantage, though, for the Heat Business there, because there's one thing I know about Abyss's matches. He is no stranger to bleeding within them, and it might even fire the big man up. As Eddie Guerrero and Bobby Lashley have been doing a great job taking the fight to the big monster. And in comes the Heartbreak Kid in relief. Trapping Eddie Guerrero in a figure four. Until, of course, he's able to escape. Guerrero quickly retreating to the corner. Very interesting heel-on-heel dynamic here in both this matchup and the pending main event that it represents. We see Michaels take on Guerrero next month for the GWA title. Nice backslide here to Shawn Michaels and Bobby Lashley. Just a 1 count. And then Lashley flips into a gorilla press slam on the Heartbreak Kid. Rolled through. No count. Athleticism on display out of both athletes there. Nice delayed suplex. Out of the muscle of the Heat business, Bobby Lashley. Rig of the eyes goes Shawn Michaels. As Abyss is tagged in once again. We're going to keep an eye on that.
10 minutes gone.
Grievous wound in the face of Abyss there. You can see him bleeding down into his chest. You can see the blood left behind on the canvas. Don't worry though, the canvas will eventually absorb the blood and make the fight stronger. Just how it works here in GWA. Off the ropes he goes. Change up on both sides once again. Nice double team on Bobby Lashley this time, and Shawn Michaels trying to take his wind away. Trying to get a cheap victory, but a victory nonetheless against Bobby Lashley there with Shawn Michaels. Unable to do so. As Lashley is aided by Guerrero momentarily. Another big press slam from the very impressive Bobby Lashley. What a powerhouse this man is. They go high-low and try to totally eliminate Shawn Michaels into the frog splash from Guerrero. 2 and Michaels escapes. What's going on, Ooh? Nice to see you. I heard the sound, but I couldn't comment at the time. Hope you're having a good night, buddy. That's Eddie Guerrero, former Hall of Fame champion and #1 contender to the GWA World title. Trading blows with the world champ himself, Shawn Michaels, who tags out to the Monster Abyss. Big frog splash to Abyss, but he's too close to the ropes. Michaels kind of hanging Abyss out to dry here against both members of the Heat business. Trying to protect himself and his title. Never let it be said of Shawn Michaels that he put others first. Certainly not during his in-ring career. Big powerbomb out of Abyss. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Lashley in for the save. As we approach the 15-minute mark in this tag team contest, the semi-main event of the first show we're broadcasting tonight. The Monster Abyss in there with Eddie Guerrero. Abyss and Shawn Michaels representing Shawn Michaels' Heartbreakers stable. Eddie Guerrero, the leader of the Heat business, in there with stablemate Bobby Lashley, who just got tagged in. They go high-low on Abyss. Lashley sends the big man off the ropes. Drop down, but he's able to stand back up in Abyss's face. You can see the big man has lost a lot of blood. It's severely limiting his mobility. As will that. Planted face first. Able to drag his body back to the corner to tag in Shawn Michaels. We can see Abyss is in a big bad way by the stain he leaves behind on the canvas. Hurt lock out of Bobby Lashley. And Abyss has to save his captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Drop toe into a quick pin attempt. That's just going to get you a 1, if anything. Michaels knows that. He's just trying to tire Bobby Lashley out, because believe it or not, it does take something out of you to push the entire weight of your opponent off your body to kick out of a pin attempt like Michaels has to do with this frog splash, but he can't! Eddie Guerrero has pinned the world champ ahead of their one-on-one contest for the belt next month. Eddie Guerrero with a big psychological advantage, pinning Shawn Michaels. Whoa! Ho, ho, ho. Not a great match, but we'll take it. It's all right. Had storyline implications. Ooh, Eddie pins Michaels ahead of their title fight. First they took Abyss out of it by busting him open. Good thing we have so many hundreds on this. Took a little bit of a dip here. No problem. Hot stuff. All right, let's go ahead and save that. Okay, so Eddie Guerrero rolling into that big title fight next month. Speaking of title fights, it's main event time for the Hall of Fame Championship. That's right, the belt that Eddie Guerrero lost to the current champion and defending champion here, Scott Hall. as he is putting the belt on the line. I just figured this is a match I don't think ever happened in real life, and it might be a styles clash, it might be a complete mess, but it might also be very interesting as Taz of the House of Misery gets a Hall of Fame heavyweight shot at Scott Hall. It's going to be very interesting to see the bad guy and the human suplex machine. A size mismatch to be sure, but take nothing away from Taz. A lower center of gravity and the ability to suplex you across the ring versus the sheer size and force of the outsider, Scott Hall. Let's get down to the ring for the main event of the November card. Before we book and present the December one, as always, Mr. Bigfoot, the referee on record. Taz, the shorter of the two gentlemen. I was going to say the smaller, but no less impressive physically than Scott Hall, just perhaps in a different way. Is the stockier gentleman in the singlet, the black and orange of Taz, in there against the Hall of Fame champion Scott Hall, who conveniently has his name written across his trunks in red. Scott Hall, of course, will be looking for that Razor's Edge, his version of the Crucifix Powerbomb. Taz has a variety of Taz plexes, as he calls them, but loves to finish his opponents by choking them out, committing Grand Theft Oxygen with his Taz Mission submission. Taz going to work on the newly crowned Hall of Fame champion here in his first title defense. The secondary GWA title. The second most prestigious belt in our singles rankings here. Gained prominence with that lengthy reigns both from the Undertaker and eventually Eddie Guerrero. Nice discus lariat there from Scott Hall, the current Hall of Fame champion. Now we start to see the suplexes of Taz. Look at that overhead belly to belly that sent Scott Hall, big 6'8" Scott Hall, easily tossed over the ropes to the floor, and he responds with the Razor's Edge. Planted him. 1, 2, no! Taz able to roll the shoulder, and now unleashing those cross faces on Scott Hall. Hall able to buck him off. Nice belly-to-belly variation there out of Taz, trying to keep Hall not only on his toes, but off his feet. Go behind. Flipping German out of the ring. The contender to the Hall of Fame Championship means business here. You can see the ease with which he uses that training, that judo background, to pop those hips, plant those trunk legs, pop those hips. Send his opponent flying, but not to be outdone. The sack of crap fall away slam from Scott Hall, and the action spills out to the floor. As per usual, no count out or disqualification outside the GWA ring. Fight's going to continue until they get back inside, though. It's the only place a 3 count or tap out will be registered. Anything goes on the floor, though. As this main event for the Hall of Fame title is heating up, another throwing German by Taz. 2 in a row from the human suplex machine into the Taz mission against the guardrail. Taz eventually realizing he has to let Scott Hall go as he cannot win the belt on the floor. Trying to get the champion back in the ring. Well, he has the advantage. Scott Hall trying to get back on a more even playing field. Got a bit of a mountain to climb here. Another sack of crap against the guardrail this time. That should go a long way to evening things out. Hall retreating to the center of the ring. Taz not giving him a moment. Says this is it. Head and arm Tazplex dropped him on his head. Oh, a high-speed choke slam at Hall.
10 minutes gone.
What a roll through by Taz. No! Escapes. Round he goes with a discus lariat. I've just been given word from the GWA offices that we're being told that Kenta Kobashi is cashing in his guaranteed title shot at the Hall of Fame Championship on our December show. The winner of this fight to defend the Hall of Fame Championship against Kenta Kobashi coming up in the second half of the broadcast. What a card the December show is shaping up to be. Huge discus lariat by Hall. Trying to stay on top of Taz here. Press the advantage while he has it and put the challenger away. But he also has to be wary of his own gas tank. Scott Hall having to catch his breath here. Slowing the flow of his offense. Taz off the ropes. Huge clothesline. Folds him in half. Nicely done. 2 in a row with those T-bone Taz plexes. Throws him with a German halfway across the ring. Good gracious. Discus lariat from Hall. What resilience from the Hall of Fame champion to put up with the suplexes. Taz looking for an opportunity to lock in that Taz mission though. Nice Northern Lights, but too close to the ropes. The long legs of Scott Hall coming into play there. Nice, I like that option Z. That's fun. Hall now able to back Taz into the corner. Taz sends him back out to the floor. Taz joins him via the rampway. Hall of Fame champion sent into the guardrail. Oh my God! Another suplex variation out of Taz. Sack a crap fallaway slam. Threw him farther than the chair that he intended him to land on. Nice, just like Saban did in real life with the X Division Championship. Into the Taz mission once again on the floor. That's not going to win him the match or the belt. More about sending a statement to the Hall of Fame champion Scott Hall and the other members of the Heartbreakers, I think. Good gracious, throwing Tiger Tazplex. Back in the ring once again. Pile driver. Dragging Hall away from the ropes. It is all Taz here. Another throwing Tiger Tazplex. Tiger, burning bright. Hang on, Scott over the razor's edge. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. He retains. What a matchup. What resilience from the champion Scott Hall. Wowzers. What a bout. Holy crap. Out of nowhere, seemingly. I'll take it. Way to finish strong. I gotta tell you. So now we know it is Scott Hall. No rest for the weary as he has Kenta Kobashi awaiting. Kenta Kobashi, Scott Hall coming up on our next show. Boom, as we have a successful title defense following a razor's edge. Okay. Show's over. 93% average card rating overall. Let me look over at it. Yeah. The attendance was 18,000 plus, so I think we did a successful show. Let's see. Over 20,000 crammed into this place. Now, cross your fingers that we don't have any like grievous injuries coming out of that junior trios match. Nothing? Jay White, the new IWGP champion. We have new AEW trios champs. Lance Archer, Wardlow, and Shima. We have new CMLL tag team champs. No injuries. And we made about $1.5 million. AEW has a tag team tournament scheduled this month. CMLL has a tag team tournament scheduled this month. So does Big Japan. Okay. Nobody is technically hurt, but I gotta check. Toy sales are booming thanks to the popularity of our wrestlers? Well, that's awesome. Shall we host a company party? Yeah. It's only 20 grand? Yeah, no problem. We can still put on an event and stuff, right? Ba-boom. Shoko Nakajima from AEW wants to come in. Do I have room for Shoko? I'm sorry, Shoko. I've already pre-booked this. It's our biggest show of the year. I'm sorry. I've never had somebody ask a second time after I declined the first one. Sorry, guys. I hope that doesn't damage our relations too much, but we turned down Rob Van Dam and Shoko Nakajima from Rob Van Dam from All Japan and Shoko Nakajima from AEW. We do need somebody to come in from Dragon Gate because I do want to put the Dragon Gate Junior title on the line, so let's do that first. Well, first, of course, we're going to save and we're going to do our maintenance. Training center, maintenance. Always important to do. Oops. It looks like in year 8, we might pass that $40 million mark so I can invest half of it into upgrading the gym again. Not that we're ever going to bump up against whatever the new maximum is going to be. I figure 50 as a roster is significant and probably good enough. So we're trying to build up to 50, 30 heavyweights, 20 juniors. And then we'll just, if we need to, let people go and cycle people in to try to just have the best 50 wrestlers we can find type of deal. Okay, so that's all done. What else can we get up to? Let's check who wants a raise. Nobody? Interesting. Let's book a consultation anyway, because let's see if anyone is still under our $5,000 threshold. Yohei's hurting. Britt, who we just signed. Hi. Thanks for coming out. Look how beat up they are. Or look how beat up they were. What a trooper. Yohei is all sorts of messed up, so it's good that I'm pretty sure they're getting the month off. We booked everything after, like we booked everything we need to. Oh, Seth. Okay, Seth needs, there you go, buddy. Seth needs something. Ha! He just mowed through. Let me just double check here. This Seth stuff. He's A+ and A, and his popularity is ridiculous. So no wonder he mowed through Hangman Adam Page. Okay. These are all 5. Hayabusa's over 5. Good. Who's hurting? Kyrie's hurting. Sorry, guys. You got to wrestle. We got a huge main event, or we got a huge match involving y'all. I think we did it in terms of everyone being over 5. Well, that can be so far. Yep. How you guys feeling? How's Luna? Yeah, I'm going to have to go with... I'm sorry, but Blackwood's feeling fine. So I'm going to have to go with Blackwood. I can't in good conscience put Luna back in the ring after that vicious knockout. Okay, so let's save this. Let's invite somebody from Dragon Gate. I'm not going to hire anybody. I'm just going to invite somebody in from Dragon Gate to take on our own Flamita, who has the Dragon Gate Junior belt. So, I mean, it's the end of the year. I'm trying to create the biggest show I can. Hey, Rey, do you want to come wrestle on my show? Okay. Rey Mysterio is going to come in and be on our show, so that's not terrible. See if he can unite the heavyweight and junior Dragon Gate belts. Okay. So, like I said, most of this is already on paper. Or it's all pretty much on paper. So, I shall start booking my event. I only needed to invite the one person. Let me just double check. Yes. I only needed to invite the one person. We're going back to America. America! We're going to try to sell out the 65,000 seater with the $20. We're going to try. Let me just make sure that, I mean, it shouldn't make a difference, but it will in a minute, because I'm going to have to move some stuff around in a second. Double check. Just making notes for myself for afterwards, because I'm going to be putting out some custom matches. Let's call them. Okay, so starting with, let's build our main event backwards. So in our main event, as we said, Shawn Michaels is going to be putting that belt on the line against the man who just pinned him in that tag team contest. Representing the Heat business, Eddie Guerrero. Shawn Michaels, that's your main event. Only brought about 2,000 people. In your semi-main event, we are finally going to see the one-on-one match between The Undertaker and Raven. It is going to be for The Undertaker's Big Japan Championship. So we're going to see that match. And I got to tell you, we're going to be doing a little tweak to it. There's Raven. And configure match rules. Because it is going to be a no disqualification matchup. That's right. No rope breaks. No DQ. No count out. Anything goes. For this one match only. So that is a no DQ contest for the Big Japan Heavyweight Championship. Okay. Down here to the tag team title is going to be on the line. As we said, Booker T and Kurt Angle putting the straps on the line against one of the longest tenured teams here in the GWA, Dave Mastiff and Bill Bullock, the Yard Dogs. There we go. That's not all. We got more title matches. As Becky Lynch putting that junior heavyweight title on the line. I haven't even hit 10,000 people yet. That's no good. Putting that junior title on the line against, who was it now? Kevin Blackwood I changed it to. 1 second. Where'd they go? What? Wait. Is Blackwood not eligible? Why aren't they eligible? I thought Blackwood was a junior. Hang on. Like I specifically put them on the... That's weird. Hang on. Let me just put them... Try to see if I can put them in a singles match. Oh, since when is he a heavyweight? I've had him listed as a junior this whole time. That's interesting. I'm going to have to change his edit later. Okay, well, he can't get a junior title shot because he's not a junior competitor. So Becky Lynch is going to have to go against somebody else that was in that match, I think, though. Let's do Statlander because she's less hurt. Okay, changing stuff on the fly. Becky Lynch. Chris Statlander instead. Can't be Luna, she's too beat up. Pow. Okay. Well, we're not done, though, because we got more titles to put on the line. Scott Hall. Kenta Kobashi. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. I can't do Chris Statlander. Okay, I'll think of something else. 1 second. And you'll know why in a minute. Ba-boom. Kenta Kobashi. Scott Hall. Okay, can't do Chris. Let's see. Those two were together with Becky. The other side of the equation was Luna, Britt Baker. You know what? We're going to do it anyway. Luna insists on her original title shot. Despite being hurt. Despite being knocked out in the last match that she was in. Now, the reason I'm doing that is that we have a huge matchup coming your way right here. 8-man tag. And it is for a rather important reason. You're going to see the entirety of the standard. Up against the entirety of the squared circle K. One sec. This is going to take a little while to execute. Because this, my friends, is an elimination tag team match. It is not a tornado match. Cut play is on. All the other rules apply. It is an elimination tag team match. And I'm here to tell you that the losing stable must disband. That's right. At the end of this December show, either the Squared Circle K or the Standard will be no more. Bum, bum, bum. And we still haven't even gotten this thing half full. There, that's a lot better at $10. Okay, and that's halfway through. That's the elimination tag match. I've already set up the no DQ match. Okay, so now that's kind of our before the break main event. Like, this would be 5 matches and then intermission after this. Like, because you're going to need a break after a 4-on-4 elimination losing stable must disband match. And then we come back with our 5 title matches in a row from the other break. We're putting some stuff down here as well. We have some big singles contests we're going to be working on. Let's put Jeff Jarrett here. And I was going to put him up against, get another heel versus heel match, William Regal Jarrett. Just want something to do there. Okay, now we have ourselves tag team action as well. So we see Moxley, Punk, and their mentor, Misawa. Right. They are going to be taking on the trio of Dawkins, Ford, who we just saw last month, and Minoru Suzuki. And I know that's a weird combination, but it's what we're going with. Suzuki. And we got another stipulation for that. CM Punk has somehow gained some sway with the GWA officials and has deemed that Minoru Suzuki's submission-based offense is somehow too dangerous for this matchup. Therefore, there are no submissions. It is a pinfall only. Otherwise, a normal matchup, other than the fact that you cannot submit anyone, this match can only end in a 3 count. So a no submission match, a pinfall only match pitting Minoru Suzuki and the Street Profits against Misawa, Jon Moxley, and CM Punk. That's the last sort of gimmick match we have to send your way. We just have a couple of normal matches is relative as they are, of course. A title match is technically a gimmick match in its own right. Because I just wanted another Haas fight, like you know I do. I love me my Haas fights. So let's see how Bison Smith is feeling. Not great. How's Abyss feeling? Let's put Abyss in this predicament instead. Give him something maybe to rehab after that unfortunate tag match. Actually, we just saw Abyss in a match. I like to try to stagger these things out. All 3 of these guys are left off because it's just Raven versus Taker one-on-one finally. Tempting, maybe I'll do Kenny. Or, yeah, let's do Kenny. Alright, welcome back. Kenny Omega we'll put in instead. The silliest tights we can find. So Kenny Omega, Drew McIntyre. I'm actually going to switch their positions because I believe that is a heel, that ends up being a heel-face match right now. Almost a heel-face mask. Heel-face mask, I don't know, should be a good wrestling-related skincare product. Heel-face masks. There we go. Keep the heel on the one side, and then our final title match here in the opening contest. Flamita, the champion, defending against, in from Dragon Gate, Rey friggin' Mysterio. So, old school Rey against Flamita. Let's check his look. Be a little more colorful than that, Flamita. Oops. What we got? Yeah, there we go. A little more colorful. There, we finally filled the place out. Liger mask would be fun. If you had Cody with the slick back hair and the Liger mask, it might look like a Will-o'-the-Wisp, though. But if that's what you're going for, go for it. There we go. So 6 title matches coming your way. A huge 4-on-4 Elimination tag match with a lot on the line. One of the title matches here. No DQ in this Big Japan title fight. And this trios matchup. No submission in the opening going here, like the third match in. So that'll be an interesting pinfall-only matchup, negating the ability for Minoru Suzuki to apply his many submission holds. Is sort of the key to that. It neutralizes a few weapons for Misawa, Moxley, and Punk as well, but they're the ones that named the stipulation, and it was agreed to, so the match was made. All right, so we got 65,000 strong, last show of the year. We're not able to charge nearly as much as we used to be able to, but at least we're getting them in the door. We only had to invite the one person, so fingers crossed they show up. We're not going to hire anybody, as we said. There's no time. Well, actually, let's. I do have some people on a short list, so let's see if any of them respond. As I said, we're trying to flesh out our junior division, so I have a few junior talent that I was sort of looking at here and there. Let's see. Not that one. How about here? Nope, not what I'm looking for. So eventually I'm going to go Emi Sakura, because look at that. Attack, defense. Popularity is low, but that's okay. Oh, she's also somehow a heavyweight. I'm going to have to change that as well. Can't be a 149-pound heavyweight. That doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, should also make a note of that. Okay, so... Blackwood to a junior, even though I already thought they were, which is weird. But, is there somebody here? Let's see if somebody else that I'd already sort of earmarked. There. Kylie Ray. Let's get Kylie Ray involved. Concerned with the style of the match? That's okay. Let's mid-ball Kylie Ray and see if they want to join the roster. Doesn't agree to our terms. Well, alright, that's strike one. Pretty sure we did a good job saving before then. Like the event, that is. Gee, I hope so. We'll find out. If not, I gotta rebook that. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Gee whiz. Okay, confirm event. Okay, we're still good. We're still okay. Alright, now. We've already done our management. We're gonna try again. We're in a big ball. Or high ball. If you'll excuse the turn of phrase. Kylie Ray. Come join the organization. There we go. Welcome aboard, Kylie Ray. So, I believe that puts us back at even, because I think I was one heel heavy after signing Britt Baker. And now I have Kylie Ray. There we go. Pardon me whilst I update my text file. Roster. Does that mean... Wait. Should mean I have 48 out of 52. Let's double check to make sure that that's correct. First off, we save if we hadn't already saved. Promotion stats. Yep, 48 out of 52. That's what I thought. 84% strong style with a smattering of showmanship, stoicism, and lucha. Okay, so that's all good. Let me immediately go to Kylie Ray and be like, welcome aboard. Here's a raise. It's to make up for the fact that you're not booked for the first show or the last show of the year, because we hired you after we determined that. Anyway, management, human resources. Stables. Okay, so let us transfer people. Where would you go? Boom. You go there. So, bing, bang, boom. No affiliation. Back to no affiliation. Boom, bang, boom. 2. Babyface. Now they're in the babyface category, and it is still alphabetized. Save that. Let's check our merchandise. Okay. Well, we already booked a 65,000 seater, so I'm going to make 20,000 snacks. I'm going to make 20,000 goods. I'm going to make 5,000 action figures. Even though it says they're selling hot, I'm still creating this sort of artificial scarcity. 5,000 of these, and I'm going to make 10,000 towels and 10,000 t-shirts. There we go. That puts us at about $1.5 million for the overall cost of the show, and I know we've already covered that with the broadcasting and sponsorship fees, to say nothing. Like, we get close to that with the broadcast and sponsorship fees. Let's take a look. Sponsor contracts total $244, so that's $244 plus $1 million, so 1.2. So we get most of that just for putting the show on. So most of that's back, and then we've covered the rest of it for sure with our ticket sales, and then we get the rest of the profit with merchandise and so on. So that is it. We're not sending anybody else out. We've booked this properly. We hired somebody. Got Kylie Ray to showcase in our first show next year. And I'm looking, we just have to make sure that Rey Mysterio shows up. That's pretty much it. It's the only thing holding us back. Okay. And I have to make a couple changes to some of the edits, and I'll do that next time around. Proceed, everybody. Here we go. Just to get this thing on the roll, on the... Strike one, Rey Mysterio. You hunk of garbage. Strike one. Cost me 10,000 people denying a title match in the opening of the show. I tell ya, my promotion is turning heel at some point. I don't know when. I've already sort of penciled it in, but at some point, if people are going to like form friendships with us and then let us book their talent and pay their talent and have their talent not show up, I'm going to be turning heel on some of these promotions. That's strike two. Is Rey Mysterio going to try to ruin the biggest show, or the final show of the year? He has one more chance to show up for work, as we have paid him to do. We gave him more for this one match than some of our talent makes in a year. Here we go. Nice mashup for Michael Jackson. That's fun. All right, fingers crossed, everybody. Booyaka, booyaka. What a dick. All right. Rey Mysterio no-showed. Rey no-showed. Definitely making a note of that. It's gonna be it's gonna make me less hesitant to return the Dragon Gate Junior title if you're gonna not show up to try to claim it. Let me give him one more. I know it's against my own self-imposed rule of 3 strikes and we have to let it lay, but let me just do one more, because if I have any history with anything in gaming, it's as soon as I give up, then I somehow manage to succeed. So that was me giving up, and here we go. See? This is what I tell you. I was like, all right, we'll let it lie at the 3 strikes. And then all of a sudden, all right, we gamed it a little bit, but whatever. We got Rey to show up. Still not happy about it because it took 4 tries. But we got it to happen. Let's get down to the ring before he decides to change his mind and run away. Here we go. For the Dragon Gate Junior belt. GWA's Flamita, representing the Heartbreakers stable. We're going to bookend with a couple of Heartbreakers matches, as Shawn Michaels, the leader of the Heartbreakers, is in our main event. Taking on Rey Mysterio, coming in from Dragon Gate, currently the Dragon Gate World Champ, looking to also win the Dragon Gate Junior title and bring it back to his home promotion. Rey Mysterio Flamita. Coming your way right about meow. 65,000 plus here for the biggest show of the year. The final show of the year. Well, one of the bigger shows. We do like half a dozen. I guess we do like 5 major ones and 7 minor, I think. Something like that. Minor being 7 to 8, major being 10 match cards. Bit of a retro look here out of Rey Mysterio. Trying to add the Dragon Gate Junior Championship to his impressive resume. As he's also the current Dragon Gate Singles Champion, I do believe. The world title holder. We're going to unify both the heavyweight and junior versions of the Dragon Gate belt and bring that title back to Dragon Gate.
Give up.
Flamita has been defending it here in the GWA for quite some time. We have long since run out of interesting people to bring in from Dragon Gate to challenge them, rather than start a second loop. Kind of cheering for Rey Mysterio, not gonna lie. Nothing against Flamita, as they have to, you know, come back to work with us after that. Non-stop action in the opening minutes here between these two. Flamita certainly not starstruck being in there with perhaps the greatest counter wrestler in the history of wrestling, Rey Mysterio Jr. Slugging it out with Flamita now. Rey in the red, white, and blue, predominantly blue. Flamita in the black with red and white trim and a bit of gold on the mask. Flamita, the Dragon Gate Junior Champion, though a tenured member of the GWA roster. In there with Rey Mysterio himself representing Dragon Gate as its world champion. Hoping to add the junior belt and bring it home. A clothesline in the corner from Rey. Another multi-decade career, another legend in the industry in a GWA ring. Shooting star pin attempt there. Gets a no count. Nice takeover by Rey. Both of these men, fantastically athletic. Rey Mysterio has been innovating Hurricane Rana counters since the mid-90s. Got a 2 count on the shooting star pin after a super kick. Flamita perhaps figuring that combination maneuvers is the way to go. As you saw, a quick roll-up counter there. Rey Mysterio's roll-up game is legendary. Flamita trying to match him. Counter for counter. Your opening contest here. Nice Frankensteiner out of Rey. There you see a more vicious side out of Rey Mysterio, a side that was brought out of him in his WWE tenure at times. A very personal feud with former Hall of Fame champion Eddie Guerrero. Involving Rey's own kin. Low drop kick to the back of the leg of Flamita. Oh, double underhook, flips him over into that backbreaker across the knees. There you see some innovation out of Flamita. These signature backbreaker variations. There's a few devastating maneuvers out of a muscle buster position as well. As we pass the 10-minute mark in this championship contest, Dragon Gate Junior belt on the line. Flamita in the black, your champion. Rey Mysterio in the blue, your challenger. Nicely done with the code red by Rey. 2 count. Rey with the frog splash, rolling into the cover. 1, 2. Flamita again out at 2. Rey going up top. Another big frog splash to the back. Rolls him over. 1, 2. Flamita again escapes. Muscle buster into the face breaker. Broke the code all the way down. 2 in a row to Rey. Flamita not done. See Rey trying to fight back. Huge super kick from Flamita settles that argument for the moment. Sends Rey into the corner. That's Rey in the corner. Mysterio able to fight free. Catches his breath now. Reverses Flamita into the corner. Flamita counters once again and back to the face. What did the two knees say to the face? Yeah. Flamita again sending Rey into the corner. Got him tied in the Tree of Woe now. Vicious kicks from the midsection. Rey sends him across the ring. Tried a sneaky small package at Flamita, but he was too close to the ropes. Rey sends him off, spikes him with a Frankensteiner. Muscle Buster into an Orange Crush. Rey able to roll the shoulder at 2.9. What a series of kicks there from Flamita. Yeah. Sent off the ropes and Rey goes low. Roll up, 1, 2, 3, Flamita! Out counters the Counter King and retains the Dragon Gate Jr. belt. In the process, pinning the Dragon Gate World Champion, because I mean, it's the same guy, but well, all right. No wonder he didn't want to show up. He knew he was jobbing, but in a 5-star affair. I don't like losing. It's gonna hurt mask sales. Nah, you did fine. With a counter roll up, the first match is over, and a title hath been defended. We won't see a title again until match 6, but there is plenty on the line in the following contests. I mean, not a ton on the line in this one. Just wanted to put a good singles match together, and here we go. Drew McIntyre, Kenny Omega. It'll be the Claymore Kick versus the V-Trigger. See who's more effective in maneuvers off the ropes. The Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, or the Best Bout Machine, Kenny Omega. Currently sporting some of the attire that he wore whilst AEW World Champion. Oh, good, Zach. I'm ready. Or I'm glad you got through with your entrance craft stuff. I'm glad you're enjoying as much of the all the different aspects of the game as much as you are. Drew McIntyre looks to have been busted open. I just noticed now, very early into this one, and Kenny Omega not giving him any break there. Immediately trying to dish out the V-Triggers. We're going to keep an eye on the wound of Drew McIntyre here. Drew McIntyre here. As this thing develops. These two men going back and forth. You see Kenny Omega working on the wound in the forehead of Drew McIntyre now. John Moxley came for the ZF 3.0 world title. That should be a good one. Sounds like you need to book it as a death match, but that's just me. Kenny Omega focusing on that forehead wound. Drew McIntyre doing everything he can to get his wits about him in the wake of that flowing injury. We're going to get Drew McIntyre tended to after the conclusion of this contest. It is up to him to gut through. At the moment, however, the crimson mask of Drew McIntyre painting a literally red bullseye on the forehead of the big Scotsman, and Kenny Omega happy to oblige. Getting his knee pads all sorts of dirty with those V-Triggers. Big buckle bomb by Drew McIntyre trying to get back into this thing. Plenty of power left in the big Scotsman. Messing up the timing there, perhaps trying to dim the lights of Kenny Omega with an early Claymore kick. Nothing doing. Oh, just slaps the taste out of the mouth of Kenny Omega. Just a puff of wintergreen disappearing into the atmosphere. Asai moonsault to the floor from Omega. McIntyre throws him right back into the ring, says, hit me again. Omega, thinking better of it, just retreats to the center of the ring and allows McIntyre to get back inside. He still has the advantage of the forehead wound over Drew McIntyre. And Kenny Omega is looking to exploit it further. You can see the toll each and every maneuver takes on Drew McIntyre, with the pool of blood left on the canvas, at least momentarily, as the canvas does absorb the blood and make the fight stronger. As Omega now is setting Drew McIntyre up on the tippy top rope. What's going on here? McIntyre able to counter. Can't follow up though, as Omega's able to avoid. Dodges a Claymore kick to Omega. Sent off for a second time. Big belly to belly by McIntyre. Super kick by Omega, sliding off the ropes. Low V trigger to the side of the jaw.
10 minutes gone.
We passed the 10-minute mark. Roll through by McIntyre, nicely done. 2 and Omega escapes. Let's see what Drew McIntyre is giving to this matchup. Another roll through. 1, 2. Again, almost caught Kenny Omega napping. Perhaps taking McIntyre lightly, given the grievous nature of that forehand wound. Off the ropes he comes. Claymore kick! But Omega's back to his feet. McIntyre able to try a pin now. Omega gets out at 2 once again. Omega signaling for the end, lining him up for a V-trigger. Blasts him into the cover. 1, 2. McIntyre kicks out. Omega with a neck breaker, but McIntyre not having it. Kenny's got to go low to maintain the advantage. Oh, double underhook pile driver. But again, McIntyre fights his way back to his feet. He can take nothing away from the heart of Drew McIntyre. Kreutzraff! 1, 2. McIntyre again escapes. Throwing belly to belly, trying to send Omega to the floor for a break. Didn't get that, but he got all that future shock DDT. Gutbuster. But too close to the ropes. Air raid crash by McIntyre. Drags Kenny Omega free. Inverted Alabama slam. Good gravy, that looked painful. McIntyre fighting for all he's worth here. Enziguri by Omega. Dazed the big man, but only for a moment. Big scoop and a slam. Another roll through, but this time too close to the ropes. I don't know what Kenny Omega keeps going for there, but he's about to hit the one-winged angel. 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Drew McIntyre looking to make a comeback there, but Kenny Omega puts the final touches on a victory with the one-winged angel. In a 5-star classique. All right. Okay. I just want to point out that the overall card average so far after 2 matches is 100. So far, so perfect. If nothing else, this should get people to, like, maybe pay attention to the rest of the show. Because, like, the first 2 matches were friggin' bangers. The other 8 could potentially fall apart, but We'll always have those first two matches. Anyway, match number 3 is our first gimmick match. Special rules in this one. Minoru Suzuki and the Street Profits, that being Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, are taking on Mitsuharu Misawa and his proteges, Jon Moxley and CM Punk. Now, as we mentioned in the booking of this, Punk has gotten into the ear of the GWA officials and convinced them that some of Suzuki's submissions are too deadly for the GWA ring. For this match, this trios contest, submissions will not count. That may backfire on Punk. It just means you are locked into submission and can do nothing except escape it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't stop a match by tapping out. You have to suffer until you either escape a hold or the hold is broken. Anyway, all that to say, the following trios contest has no submissions. The match can only end in a pinfall. Suzuki and the Street Profits against Misawa, Jon Moxley, and CM Punk. Let us get down to the ring for this one. Hiya! There you see Angelo Dawkins and Jon Moxley starting things off. Angelo Dawkins in the black and gold attire, the long gold pants at the very least, as I can tell. Jon Moxley himself in the black shorts, with a bit of gold trim himself there, as well as on his amateur wrestling shoes. Predominantly black and a little bit of gold there for Moxley. Definitely taking a more serious approach to his wrestling, since coming under the tutelage of former GWA champion Mitsuharu Misawa, and now co-training with another former GWA champion, CM Punk, who of course wants to get back on top of the mountain, and is associating himself with world-class talent in order to hone his craft to the point where he can once again climb aboard the GWA train and lead us into our 8th year and beyond. Mitsuharu Misawa tagged in for his squad in there against Minoru Suzuki, a recent signee here in the GWA. Came in with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship around his waist. Lost that belt to New Japan's Tomohiro Ishii, who has since dropped the belt to Jay White. But we are more than happy to return the IWGP title back to New Japan. But we kept Minoru Suzuki on the payroll. We solved a wayward championship problem and created one of our own by adding Minoru Suzuki to our roster. The Murder Grandpa will be wreaking havoc in the GWA in a dream match capacity, let's say. Up until the moment that I suspect he's going to retire on us, but we'll see. 1/3 of the trio's champions is Minoru Suzuki, teaming with the tag team combination that defeated his championship partners, Kenta Kobashi and Yohei, on our last show. They were scheduled to be Minoru Suzuki's partners, but of course Kobashi cashing in his guaranteed title opportunity for a Hall of Fame title shot. Yohei being left on the card, off the card, for health reasons. Minoru Suzuki recruiting the team that bested his championship partners. I suppose assuming that if you were better than his existing friends, what better tag team partners to have than the team that bested your buddies? Or maybe Suzuki just loves the chaos, and that's why he chose them. I mean, they could have said no. Oh, well, in the ZF, a landmine deathmatch show, huh? That's going to be costly. There's a reason I only do this once a year. Well, have fun with it. As we now see Mitsuharu Misawa once again tagged in now against Angelo Dawkins, the power half of the Street Profits. Misawa's not going to back up regardless of who he's across the ring from. A champion in every promotion he's wrestled for. Including our very own GWA, a former world champ. Likewise, the Street Profits, former multiple-time GWA tag team champions. We're going to once again climb that mountain. So a lot of little threads, a lot of different stories at play here. Like we said, there are no submissions, so you saw that half crab from Misawa. The ref didn't get any closer. Nobody on either side came in to break the hold. Submissions just happen until you break the hold or the hold is released. So it doesn't look like the tag team partners are going to come in to help you out of any of these predicaments, because you're not going to submit to any maneuvers. I do believe CM Punk may have inadvertently made his evening and the evening of his tag team partners all the rougher for banning submissions in this matchup. You can still apply them, they just can't end a match. As we see a stiff knee from Minoru Suzuki busting open Jon Moxley now. It absolutely can be an advantage, as you can see. Because of the rules of the contest, Punk and Misawa just waiting on the apron until Moxley's able to break out of that hold on his own. Moxley taking it to CM Punk, who, remember, suggested this match stipulation in the first place. No wonder Minoru Suzuki was all too eager to accept that submissions could not end the contest. Some advanced fourth degree chess there. Absolutely, as Zach has pointed out in the chat, CM Punk needs both of his legs to hoist his opponents onto his shoulder and then deliver that knee to the face in that GTS. If Suzuki's able to take one of the legs out of any of his opponents here, could spell disaster for that team. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. Quick tag out to Misawa. Now, these are still in effect. Like, there's no countouts or disqualifications outside of the ring, as per usual. So this thing still is going to break down until we get the legal fighters back inside. So we're waiting for Montez Ford to legally face Mitsuharu Misawa. But again, like we mentioned before, pinfall only in this contest. So even if a submission is attempted, there's nothing the referee can do. Oh, Kane keeps the title against Moxley. Roll through, there you see it. Suzuki with a choke on Misawa. Misawa had to fight his way free under his own power. Ford now tagging in, or trying to tag in Suzuki legally. Misawa cutting him off before he's able to make the tag. And away they go. Misawa, that combination. Trying to knock out Montez Ford. You can still win via referee stoppage. Perhaps that's what Misawa's going for. Oh, look at that! Oh, they do show up to break up submission attempts. Okay, so that's even better. As the match wears on, they will indeed come help out their tag team partners. Good to know. Right? Yeah, I've seen some of the layout of all the things you're doing to keep yourself organized in your promotion there. Yeah, doesn't it feel like you're doing important work? Like, it feels like skills you could put on a resume. Like, I kept all of this, like I kept track of all of these things whilst I was running this federation, quote unquote. Off the ropes comes Misawa, huge elbow strike to the jaw of Suzuki. If he cannot choke you out, Minoru Suzuki still has that Gotch-style pile driver to knock you out. To say nothing of Mitsuharu Misawa's abilities with his elbow strikes and with his Emerald Frozen. Nice. You have it in a file folder that you keep in a file cabinet. Very professional. With all your match cards, all your salary, championship history. Assisted stunner here by Misawa to Suzuki. And then a stiff elbow to the base of the skull, right where skull meets neck, into a crossface. You see the ref staying put. His tag team partners coming in to try to help Suzuki out. Oh, Tiger Driver, 91! As we pass the 20-minute mark in this trios contest, Moxley raring to go back in the ring despite his wound. Seems to slow down the bleeding enough to attempt competition again. Nicely done. Getting the better of Suzuki in that strike battle. You can see he's fired up. See how long it lasts, because he's still bleeding out there. Because he's just getting dragged across the mat now by Suzuki. Now into that camel clutch. That's going to squeeze more blood, more of the life juice out of Jon Moxley. The delicious fruit punch of life. I don't know if it's delicious. The fruit punch of life draining from the forehead of one Jon Moxley, who tags out to Mitsuharu Misawa. And once again, we're seeing Misawa Dawkins. As you can hear the struggle of both of these gentlemen, putting everything they have into these strikes, trying to get the advantage over the other for their better offense. Mind you, when you throw elbows like this, there's certainly more than enough. Out into the wrist clutch from Misawa, trying to prevent Dawkins from making a tag, as we are 20 minutes plus into this tag team competition, and that normally means that submission attempts are all the more deadly, but you cannot win via submission in this particular matchup. So Montez Ford is getting close, getting ready for that frog splash, but too close to the ropes. We know the potency of that particular maneuver out of his arsenal all too well. Most of the successful Street Profits matches end in a Montez Ford frog splash, who now has to contend with CM Punk in relief of Mitsuharu Misawa. You can see Jon Moxley taking it easy on the apron. Head and chest covered in blood from being busted open almost 15 minutes ago now. Couple of nice shoulder strikes there from Ford. He gets this suplex attempt reversed. The Second City Saints, CM Punk with that strike combination. Standing to Street Profit, Montez Ford, who's firing back with lefts and rights. In comes Minoru Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki goes to sleep. Into the cover goes Punk. Ford breaks it up at 1. Right back to work goes Suzuki. Rear naked choke. Not going to help. I mean, not going to end the match. It's certainly not going to help CM Punk's cause. And in comes Mitsuharu Misawa. Gaunt style pile driver from Suzuki. Pins the man. 1, 2. Misawa gets out at 2. Firing away with those elbows. You can see Suzuki clutching at the head and neck. Back to work goes Misawa. Targeting the head and neck. Another roll through into a submission. Punk able to get Suzuki off of Misawa. The fight continues. It would have continued regardless. Emerald Trojan too close to the ropes by Misawa. Suzuki able to tag out. Double drop kick. Angelo Dawkins, the legal man now for his team. Off the ropes, big splash to the back of Misawa. Dragging him into the blue corner. As we pass 30 minutes gone in this trios contest, a pinfall-only matchup. Suzuki and the Street Profits against Misawa, Moxley, and Punk. Big elbow strike from Misawa as he tags out to Jon Moxley. Has been bleeding profusely for half the matchup now. Slugging it out with Angelo Dawkins. Dawkins getting the better of it. Still backed into the red corner though. Oh, now he finds his way across the ring. Wrong part of town for Moxley now. I don't think he cares. He's just happy to be back in the fight. Is the Wild Thing Jon Moxley with a stiff kick to the ding-dong. Anything to gain an advantage as he goes up top. Drops the elbow to the small of the back. Don't often see Jon Moxley going up like that. Speaking of going up, oh, Montez Ford denied an opportunity to hit that frog splash. Big spine buster though, might give him a second chance. Mox able to get out of the predicament and tag out. Back in comes Misawa. Three of 10, excuse me. Big matches coming your way. There's that frog splash. Dawkins and Suzuki running D. And Ford pins Misawa. Once again, the frog splash of Montez Ford proving to be the difference. One of the most potent finishers in the GWA. How'd we do? How'd we do? 93, the most disappointing match on the card so far, but what are you gonna do? Still in the 90s, so I'll take it. 93%. Okay. Ba-boom! In that no submission contest. All right, back to regular rules. Submissions and pinfalls both apply when William Regal takes on Jeff Jarrett in singles competition. Get down to the ring there. I guess this is technically action in our Hall of Fame division. And we are underway as we are trying to get through this giant 10-match card. Not as quickly as possible, but certainly expediently, so that we can see the end-of-year results to see if we finally claim the #1 spot as the top promotion in this wrestling world. We ended year 6 in the #2 position, and year 7, though we tried to expand internationally, was a bit of a messy one, I gotta say. Like, our popularity in certain areas has gone down. Like, we've had to sacrifice being as over as we were in North America to try to build our popularity elsewhere. So we'll see how things go. I'm trying to get to S level worldwide, and I don't know if that's achievable easily on hard difficulty here. I might have to like pick and choose. Okay, they love me in this territory, these territories, and not others, but we'll see. I'd love to break into Japan. I'd love to break into the European market. They're at least aware of me in Mexico. Nice gut wrench suplex there by the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett. Joined the GWA shortly after Stone Cold Steve Austin retired from it. Likely no coincidence that those two did not want to cross paths. Bit of a personal issue between the two dating back to their Memphis days. Likewise, well, at least the connection there then is William Regal, a long-term friend of Steve Austin before turning his back on him to help form the Heat business in the first place. So two gentlemen with long ties to former GWA World Champion and now retired professional wrestler Stone Cold Steve Austin. Working their way up the singles ranks against one another here in a GWA ring. Nice regular singles contest to try to bring the crowd back down but still keep them in it after that big trios contest we just had. And before the huge 4-on-4 elimination tag team contest that's going to follow this. That's right, still to come. 4-on-4. The Squared Circle K versus the Standard. A 4-on-4 elimination tag team match following this contest. Hang on. Pin attempt here out of the Blue Thunder. Gets a 2 count for Jarrett. The loser of the contest following this, that is the 4-on-4 stable fight. The 4-on-4 elimination match. The loser, the losing stable must disband. So this will be the last time that you will see the Standard or the Squared Circle K as a unit in the GWA. One of those two stables is defunct after tonight.
Give up.
That's right. And you see William Regal in there against JEFF. Ha ha! JARRETT. Nice pile driver there from the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Jarrett, the WWE Hall of Famer, former WCW World Champion as well. Like him or not, he's certainly built an impressive resume over his multi-decade career, has Jeff Jarrett. In my opinion, the very model of the B-plus player. Never going to be your top guy, but certainly rock solid in your mid-card. You could spin him, like you could give him a good run as a heel to try to like heat him up to then heat up another babyface that you want to build toward the main event, or perhaps keep Jeff Jarrett babyface and build up a heel for the main event, but somebody that your next big star should pass through on their way to the big time is a Jeff Jarrett. And that is no knock on the man. That is a very important role in a pro wrestling promotion. The guy that they want to work with the guy. You know what I'm saying? Huge powerbomb there out of Jeff. But at the same time, if you're Jeff Jarrett and people are offering you, okay, well, we're going to put you in this world title situation and you're going to win the belt, no one's going to say no to that. So let's not blame Jeff Jarrett for the perception of Jeff Jarrett in some ways, let's say. Yeah, MJF is a crazy good heel in this day and age. One of those that is kind of forging this new version of kayfabe across various social media platforms and stuff, right? Like any interview he does, he is in character all the time. Oh, thanks very much. You can't see it, but I definitely just check my posture and give a good stretch. Oh, it forced a yawn out of my body. There, that should be at least visual or auditory confirmation. It's William Regal and Jeff Jarrett going tooth and claw here. William Regal in the corner with that combination. Vicious strikes there out of the Blackpool Battler. Knee trembler off the ropes from Regal. 1, 2. Jarrett barely rolls the shoulder for 3. And then he drops Regal with a huge powerbomb. Jarrett catching his breath now. Stiff kick to the midsection. Jarrett's got to be thinking stroke at some point. Nice leaping knee into the exploder out of Regal, who's feeling it right now. 1, 2. Jarrett barely escapes once again. Crowd rocking and rolling for this one. You got tacks on your ring everywhere? That's fun. Neckbreaker out of Jarrett. Trying to soften those legs up for a figure 4, perhaps. Nice snap suplex by the man from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Regal not going away, though. Hanging in there. Able to counter that one. Unleashes a series of European uppercuts. Rolls them into the Regal stretch center of the ring. I think I said uppercuts earlier, but I meant cuts. But Jeff Jarrett fights his way free out of the Regal stretch, sending Regal off the ropes. Big spine buster by Jarrett. Go behind. Thinking stroke, but William Regal able to counter. Dragging Jarrett away from the ropes. Regal plex with the bridge. 2, 3. William Regal with the big win. All right. Good stuff. I'll take it. Big win for Regal. I mean, that's another heel versus heel matchup. What are you going to do? Man, we're in the 90s. As long as we're staying in the 90s, I'm happy. I mean, we can get higher, of course, but dope. Okay, so if this were a real show, that would be the precursor to this match, which is the last match before where there would be an intermission. And now the match before intermission is the 4-on-4 elimination tag match. Squared Circle K versus the Standard. Losing faction must disband. I don't know how else I can hype it. Let's get down to the ring. Let me just double check that I did this right. Elimination rules, yep. Cut play, everything else is as normal. Pinfall or submission. There are still no countouts or DQs on the floor. This thing can spill out. You have to have the legal fighters in the ring. But this is an elimination matchup. At one point, one of these teams will be fully eliminated from the GWA. Let's get down to the ring for this one. It's like a rough match between the NWO and the Shield there. Another dream match. As you can see, all 4 members of both factions involved in this one as we start things off with Chris Statlander for the Squared Circle K in the ring with Brody Lee representing the Standard. One of those two fighters representing their faction for the final time here tonight, as either the Squared Circle K or the Standard must break up. The losing team disbands in this 4-on-4 elimination, the ultimate match of survival. That's right, Brody Lee, real life, fantastic TNT champion. Career and life tragically cut short. But an indelible mark left on not only AEW as a company, but the professional wrestling industry in recent years is the passing of Brody Lee. I think it was part of what led the WWE to put the belt on Big E, was how he handled it and how he's handled himself since. Like, not that he hasn't already been a fantastic representative of that company for like a decade now, but in the wake of that, I feel like he showed further character that had them decide to put the belt on him for a period. And especially in the light of his recent injury, like, what a fantastic human being Big E seems to be. Can't get that guy down. As Kairi Sane able to take Will Hobbs down there with a hip attack. From the highest of highs to the lowest of lows for the Squared Circle K, the former two-time Trios champions here in the GWA. Victories in half of the Trios Tournament of Terrors we have ever held in this promotion. This could be the final night of their existence. As Bret Hart watches on, as the Standard going to town on Kairi Sane on the floor here, trying to fend off their assaults, their attacks. Sharpshooter sent to the ring for Okada, meanwhile. Bret Hart, the sacrificial lamb against the Squared Circle K, distracting from the fact that Kairi Sane could still use some assistance out there. Oh, the Steiners being in the Hall of Fame is long overdue. I'm glad they were able to mend fences / silence Scott / whatever they had to do politically to like just let it sort of happen. But Steiners deserved to be in a long time ago. Honestly, you could have put Scott in by himself and then put the Steiners in separately, but what are you going to do? I mean, it's fine for them to go in. Like, if they're going to go in once together, it's fine. But a tiny Hall of Fame class this year. There's only like 4 entries. Steiners, Vader, Sharmell, and Undertaker. Unless there's some... Oh, and the Warrior Award for Shad Gaspard. That's about it. I just don't need to see Dana Warrior every year. If that's just me. Nice leg lariat to the back of the head of the limitless one, Keith Lee. Yeah, Shad will be the Warrior Award winner. Yeah. Which, if you listened to Warrior's Hall of Fame speech when he was inducted and wanted an award created, he wanted one for the production team, but they seem to have turned it into like a PR thing. I still want them to have an award for the production team, because like they have to have cameramen, directors, etc. that have been working there for decades and decades. They absolutely should get recognition for bringing wrestling television to the masses for years and years, but they don't like to do that for whatever reason. Oh, absolutely, Shad deserves it. Yeah, to take nothing away from Shad being deserving of their version of the Warrior Award, it's just mildly disappointing that it didn't honor the original spirit of what was intended the Warrior Award to be, like a behind-the-scenes production aspect of things. Anywho, Kazuchika Okada, the leader of the Squared Circle K, for how much longer, we do not know. In there against Brody Lee so far. 10 minutes gone in this 4-on-4 contest. No eliminations to speak of, but one could be imminent after that jumping tombstone. Brody Lee trying not to give his back up to Okada. Trying to keep out of Rainmaker range. Nice big boot to the back of the head from Brody. Nice takedown there from Okada. As we said, the leader of the Squared Circle K. Perhaps its final night of existence. Likewise, the Standard, headed by Bret the Hitman Hart, in equal jeopardy of no longer existing at the conclusion of this matchup. Though we are still 4-on-4, and what a beefy spinebuster from Will Hobbs, the powerhouse, trying to keep his position in this Standard alive. You mean Randy Orton? He's only not a Hall of Famer because he's still wrestling full time. I mean, he's going to be one of those cases where as soon as he decides to retire, they'll throw him in there. He's been mucking up the mid to like, you know, top of the card for like 15, 20 years now. Just boring the pants off of people. And by people, I mean me. I recognize that he seems to be like technically sound or skilled and doesn't hurt people, which is fine. But I'd rather watch paint dry than Randy Orton matches. Boring. It's just like nothing. RKO! That's it. Like, that's it. And I know he does it to build to that RKO to be the big pop, but the rest of the matches, to me, not great. +15 gone in this one. This one could take a while. We see at least 4 eliminations. Was Batista? I don't think so. Batista's another one that could go in. I don't think he's in it currently. Let me double check. Unless he went in at like a weird year that I don't really... Yeah, I thought he was like kind of earmarked to go in, but then they like, was that the one they canceled? Something. He's definitely due. It's going to happen soon, I would think. Well, Batista definitely deserves to be in there for the career that he had. Oh, for sure. I don't know why they're always mad at their talent for becoming stars outside of their own, like, expanding into other professions. But even just for the work that Batista's done to, like, have a second career in the movies, they should bring him up for the Hall of Fame. Just because of the, you know, publicity and PR and all that stuff. But he'll get in for sure. Orton will get in for sure. Cena will get it in eventually. Taker's going in tomorrow. So that's another big one down. There's not too many people that are missing. Oh, the biggest one that's missing is The Rock. So we'll see when that happens. Because I know his dad and grandfather went in. But yeah, Evolution as a team wouldn't be terrible. But I think they'll probably get individual honors first. And they might not do that to make Triple H and Ric Flair 3-time Hall of Famers, depending on how they feel about Triple H and Ric Flair at the time. Nice roll through, sun flip powerbomb by Sane, but the wrong corner to do it in. As there's a lot to be seen in this matchup yet to come, so pardon me if I'm a little distracted, having like half of a Hall of Fame conversation. It's a huge week in the world of real pro wrestling. Blam! Double stomp out of the corner for Sane. Tags in Keith Lee. Brody Lee not aware. Now he knows. Able to send Keith Lee to the floor, and this thing is going to break down now. No count out, no DQ. Got to get Brody Lee and Keith Lee back into the ring. All 8 competitors going at it. I mean, they put in DX, so technically, like, the New Age Outlaws are already in there. I'm trying to think of other, like, acts from certain times that they could put in. The Hardy Boys, I don't think are Hall of Famers yet, and eventually they probably will be. I know Edge is in, but did Christian make it yet? That's a Hall of Famer for sure. They're running out of, not running out of, but they're like, you know, there's some more Attitude Era stars that they could highlight. I don't know if there's too many older stars that are left for them to induct, to be honest. But yeah, they're getting to the point where they're going to start having to induct, I don't want to call them like contemporary, but certainly like the last This last era, if you want to call it that, of WWE, where you're watching an entire 15 to 20 year career happen on the main roster, like a John Cena or a Randy Orton, I don't think we've had that on television the way that we have it for the WWE. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we ever had that before. And that has a lot to do with, like, I don't know. I think that's contributed to a lot of fatigue for viewership because you're just seeing the same people over and over and over again. But all that to say, I feel like the early workings of that, like 2003 to 2006, like the Ruthless Aggression era, if they want to call it that, is where they're going to be plucking some of their Hall of Fame candidates from. Like, I think eventually they're going to put MVP in the Hall of Fame. Stuff like that. Again, mostly for the PR. Okay, yeah, because I remember him being announced, like, as part of, like, the pre-pandemic Hall of Fame that sort of didn't happen, that they eventually, like... Wasn't that right? Like, the Tampa Bay WrestleMania that they eventually ended up canceling? They just, like, shut everything down and then just, like, redid the Hall of Fame. Like, they didn't really do a Hall of Fame last year and then they brought it back this year? Or if they did one, it was very tiny, and you know what I mean? So I know he was involved, but if they've just, like, turned that into something else, and maybe he doesn't want to be involved as, like, semi-main event when The Undertaker's headlining. Perhaps Batista wants to be the headliner the year he goes in. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that might be the case of things. Oh, I would also want the Nation of Domination to be in the Hall of Fame. So, a second induction for Farouk that also gets D'Lo Brown in the Hall of Fame. Etc., etc. 1, 2, 3. The first member eliminated, Brody Lee. It is 4-on-3 for the Squared Circle K, the standard down a man, and wouldn't you know it, the largest competitor in the fight, Brody Lee, now on the sidelines, can only watch. Put down by Kairi Sane. Big power slam by Hobbs. Things just got very real for the standard. 1, 2, 3. Hobbs eliminated. We are down to Mike Bailey and Bret Hart against the entirety of the Squared Circle K. Kairi Sane on a tear. Powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Mike Bailey eliminated. Bret Hart against the world. Kairi Sane eliminating all 3 members of the standard so far, tagging in Okada to put the cherry on top. Yeah, Randy Orton's got that weird tribal tattoo across his, like, the back of his shoulder blades that he got covered up in skulls. Bret's rope elbow drop, but in the wrong part of town for the Hitman. Back up against it. The future of the standard on the line, as it is 4-on-1. Okada in all his glory. Looking to put away Bret Hart and put an end to the standard in the GWA Rainmaker. 1, 2, 3. The standard is no more. A clean sweep for the Squared Circle K. Wowzers. All right. Kairi Sane. My word. I mean, for what it worked out to be a squash match, I'm okay with that percentage. Woof. All right, the Squared Circle K, or excuse me, the standard must disband following the result of that contest. I will work them into the singles ranks. Somewhere, Shawn Michaels feels 10 feet tall right about now as his Heartbreakers, seemingly successful in leading to the dissolution of the standard, the faction that Bret Hart used to lead. I mean, not directly, obviously, but... All right, now that would have been leading to intermission, something for the fans to chew on. Coming back from break, we have 5 title matches in a row to close out the last show of the year. and our evening's broadcast. The last show of March. So let's get back to it. The Hall of Fame gold on the line. Scott Hall, representing those Heartbreakers we were talking about, putting it up for grabs against Kenta Kobashi, who's cashing in his guaranteed title shot as a member of the winning trio in the Trios Tournament of Terror. So Kenta Kobashi getting his shot at the Hall of Fame Championship. Scott Hall, fresh off that rather impressive survival. He survived if he could. Wait. No, he beat him if he could. And Taz apparently let him survive. Did Scott Hall. Anyway. Shoehorn some catchphrases in there, not doing so great. Scott Hall, Kenta Kobashi, bottom line. Let's get to the ring. Hall of Fame Championship on the line. All title fights from here on out. As we wind down year 7 in the GWA. A shocking result in the previous matchup. 4 straight eliminations, and the standard no longer exists. Mike Bailey, Brody Lee, Will Hobbs, and Bret Hart no longer affiliated with one another. I'll have to take a look at my GWA roster and see how I can reintegrate them into... Okay, so let me do that live. Bret Hart is definitely going face. Can't deny that. So that's 13 there. And then there's no way Mike Bailey could be a heel. Mike Bailey. Babyface. 14 of those now. Female on the heel side of things. Brody Lee. And Will Hobbs. Breaking Bad. Love it. Okay.
Give up.
Not too shabby. And standard. Gone. Okay. Officially taken care of on my roster page. My apologies to the talent in the ring. Just doing some bookkeeping whilst I can.
Give up.
Kylie Ray. Face, you can't have a heel Kylie Ray. Insane. Kylie Ray joining the team. Nice to see ya. Alright, that's all caught up. Now I can focus on this matchup, which has spilled out to the floor. Normal GWA rules apply, which means no count out, no DQ outside the ring, pinfalls and submissions inside the ring. Yeah, but I feel like as long as, I mean, I know he's put his dad, Vince Sr. in the Hall of Fame. I feel like he would consider it a bit like, I don't know if gauche is the right term, but a little like, a little tacky, let's say, to put himself in his own Hall of Fame while he's still around. I feel like that is going to be Vince McMahon Jr. is going in the Hall of Fame once he passes away, and it's going to be like the whole Hall of Fame that year is just going to be like an hour and a half of him and people talking about him. I feel like that's too big to do anything else but that, you know what I mean? And it's going to be like after he passes, because he's not giving up that company until he's in the ground. Speaking of in the ground, Scott Hall spiked on top of his head with a burning hammer. Able to escape. The resilience of Scott Hall as Hall of Fame champion is incredible to watch.
Break.
On display in his last title defense and in this one as well. Built rock solid is Scott Hall. 6'8", 280. Sack of crap, throwing Kobashi halfway across the ring. Meanwhile, Mr. Bigfoot collided with. Yeah, Stone Cold when he was co-general manager of Raw, and then he was like the sheriff of Raw. That was sort of the end of his run. At the 10-minute mark, it's Razor's Edge time for Kobashi. Into the cover goes Hall. 2. Kobashi escapes. 2 in a row. Another leg hook. 2. Kobashi out again. What resilience from the challenger. Oh, Shield finally got your tag belts. What a war I'm sure they put on. Half and half suplex there from Kobashi, turning Hall end over end. Hall's got to be thinking, what do I have to do to put Kobashi down and out? 2 Razor's Edges in a row, unable to do the job. A clothesline off the ropes from Hall. Meanwhile, Kobashi's got to be thinking, what must I do to put Hall down? Hit Hall with a burning hammer earlier in the matchup. Only got a 2 out of it. Choke slam out of Hall. Kobashi responding with strikes to the base of the neck. Trying to chop it right off. Hang on! Razor's Edge! Once more! Drags him away from the ropes. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Kobashi out again. Action spilling to the floor once again. Razor's Edge on the floor. That's 4 of them now to Kenta Kobashi throughout this matchup. And yet he's still begging for more. Oh, nice. I like that you have an X Division. Good call. Ooh, Alex Shelley, Bianca Belair would be a fun match. Another burning hammer to Hall. Into the cover goes Kobashi. 1, 2. No! Hall gets the shoulder up. I thought that was it. Huge burning lariat by Kobashi. Hall counters with a suplex. Both men down, seemingly out. What a war for these 15 minutes plus. Hall sending Kobashi to the floor, falls him out, but takes his time about it. Big body slam by Kobashi on the champ. Hall of Fame title on the line. Scott Hall champion, Kenta Kobashi challenger. First of 5 consecutive championship matches coming your way to end this card and end our year strong. See Scott Hall, after suffering that brainbuster, grabbing a kendo stick from under the ring. Some weapon usage out of your Hall of Fame champion. And Kobashi spikes him with another brainbuster. Shelley with a defeated streak of 0-4. Rocking that anti-Goldberg. Scott Hall throwing his toothpick into the crowd, taunting them. Now he rolls challenger Kobashi back into the ring as we approach the 20-minute mark. A huge burning lariat by Kobashi. Seems to think this is it. Hall fighting his way out of the corner. Huge discus lariat. No, a huge burning lariat. But Hall fights his way back up first. Razor's Edge into the turnbuckle. Oh, God. Drags him away from the ropes. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Scott Hall retains after a Razor's Edge into the turnbuckles. The 5th Razor's Edge of the matchup finally puts Kobashi down. Come on. Come on, that was a heck of a match. Holy crap. Woo. Successful defense for Scott Hall. Kobashi unable to taste GWA gold since losing the world title to Mitsuharu Misawa all those years ago. Cannot win the big one since. But a heck of a matchup. An excellent effort. Took 5 Razor's Edges. The last one into the turnbuckles to put Kobashi down. All right. you have to admire the determination of Luna Vachon after being knocked out in the middle of a trios tag match at our last show. A tag match that her team hung on to win, by the way. Luna Vachon, not against doctor's orders, but they strongly advised her to take the month off. She is technically cleared to wrestle, but could not be dissuaded from her title opportunity against GWA Junior Champion Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, Luna Vachon. Match going ahead as originally planned despite the knockout of Luna Vachon last month. Let's see if at all it plays into the conditioning of the athletes in this contest. For the GWA Junior Heavyweight title, Becky Lynch the champion, Luna Vachon your challenger. Down to the ring we go. Ah, I see. So Shelley outside of the Killer Club. Well, when he was in the Killer Club, he had all those people having his back. Now he's kind of on his own. He's 0-4. The ring is bloody. Yeah, no doubt. Sounds like you've had a rough deathmatch evening. Just pools of hepatitis everywhere. Becky Lynch, your GWA Junior Champion, decked out in white with red and silver trim. Luna Vachon in black with white trim, representing the Black Moon Fight Club. Did not want to give up her opportunity at this belt, again, despite the possible injury she suffered last month. Close call, but was cleared to wrestle in this one. That's true, Sabin has his back, you're not wrong. Perhaps it's time that he upgraded his backup, though. Luna Vachon sending champion Becky off the ropes. As we said, Luna Vachon not wanting to squander this opportunity despite questionable medical condition. But she cleared every physical. Barely, like a F+, or like a D-, but still passed them. And so is here tonight, putting it all on the line at the chance to become GWA Junior Champion against Becky Lynch. Luna Vachon, one of the unsung heroes of the women's revolution, if you want to call it that. Her, along with people like Miss the Pride of Tennessee / Miss Texas, Jackie Moore, Sherry Martel, Medusa, of course. Really getting in there and proving themselves worthy as decent competitors at a time where they would have had to have been facing men to start with, and would have had to put up with all sorts of rather sexist and exploitive situations to bring about those matches to begin with as well. Oh, Sabin has his back, or does he? Bum, bum, bum. Shelley continues the defeated streak. As you see, an exchange of submissions there between challenger and champion. Not quite the full version of the disarmer there out of Becky Lynch, and then that high-angle Boston Crab out of Luna Vachon. The half Luna, we're going to call that from now on, that high-angle Boston Crab. Or the Black Moon Fight Club, the half Luna finishing maneuver, or the submission maneuver. That's a good name for it, eh? As it seems to form a crescent moon out of her opponent. She bends them in half like that. Becky Lynch is going to want to keep this fight on the ground if she can help it. Nice Bexploder there to Luna. Softening Luna up for that for that disarmer. Becky Lynch was a part of that trios matchup last month where Luna got knocked out, so she's well aware of the fact that there could be lingering effects and a possible concussion that Luna has been getting over for this past month. Next match is for the Z-Fed here is Eminem versus Michael Jackson. Or are they teaming together? Versus two. Okay, so Eminem and Michael Jackson. MM and MJ versus two members of Aces. Nice, got it. And there's the disarmer. We see an early application there. The move that ruined the debut of the... I was going to say the Doctor of Desire. Britt Baker DMD. Britt having to be left off this card. not quite injured, but certainly under the, like, certainly the worse for wear after her debut here in the GWA. A rough debut opposite Becky Lynch in that trios matchup. And Luna Vachon, to her credit, kicking out after that manhandle slam.
1, 2.
Send off the ropes. Oh yeah, and Zach just mentioned Triple H in the chat. Shout out to Triple H on his recent retirement. I'm not like giving him kudos for retiring, but like, you know, shout out for a, you know, rather successful in-ring career that he definitely spun into a more backstage role that seems to be diminished in recent years. But hey man, focus on your health and your family. I'm sure the itch will always be there, but you know, you earn that right off into the sunset. Just accept it. Nothing wrong with that. I look forward to you slimming back down to like 1995-96 Hunter Hearst Helmsley, where you looked a lot more natural as a human being. Oh dang! Becky Lynch colliding with Mr. Bigfoot. Don't worry, we'll get them attended to. Luna Vachon looking to take advantage with an uppercut to the Lady Ding Dong. The Lady Dong. The Lady Ding Dong? The Lady Ding Dong, sure. Anyway, now that I'm no longer distracted with that nonsense, we focus on Becky Lynch and this assault of suplexes. Nice Joshi style body slam there to the challenger. Becky Lynch looking to put Luna away. Eminem apparently busting open D-Lo, that's fun. Another manhandle slam, and into the cover goes Becky. 2, and Luna's out again. Spikes her with a DDT, targeting that head and neck. Luna able to fight free. He's got a ways to go to get back into this thing. Going up top is Luna. Not enough time. Drops her with a backbreaker this time, trying to get her set up in the southern quadrant of the ring. It is a difficult ask. Once again going up top. Once again, not enough time. Plants her with a body slam this time, and again has to waste time getting her in the proper position. This time says to heck with it. And Becky Lynch able to get back on track. Oh, another Beck exploder to Luna, but she's able to fight her way back to her feet. Oh. Luna again getting time and distance, waiting for Becky to return to the ring. What a GWA Junior Heavyweight contest this is shaping up to be, as we are cresting towards the 20-minute mark. Becky Lynch looking to set Luna up center of the ring for a disarmer attempt. Here it comes, center of the ring like we said. She's got Luna.
Give up.
Luna able to break free, but a long time in that disarmer. Back to it.
Give up.
Sort of the side variation there, but Luna able again to break free. We saw the damage it did to Britt Baker last month. Luna already holding her arms a little lower than she normally would. Approaching 20 minutes in this championship contest. Junior title on the line. Becky Lynch champion. Luna Vachon challenger.
20 minutes gone.
Fight spilling out to the floor. No countouts, no DQ. Anything goes until these ladies return to the ring. What are your overall thoughts on Mr. Anderson? I thought he was like above average on the microphone and then below average everywhere else. Could talk a decent game, but wasn't really much to sneeze at in the ring or like overall personality wise. Like there just didn't seem to be much to him other than him being like, I can talk a bit, give me like title shots. Luna Vachon with an armbar of her own, trying to win the junior title. His WWE, his pro, I love the way that, yeah, the like certain aspects of it, like the way the microphone would come down and stuff like that, cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Jumping bomb by Luna! No, Becky just escapes! So like a decent entrance, and again, not terrible on the microphone, but like, once in the ring, not great. And that will do it! At the 23-minute mark, a final application of the Disarm Her, and Becky Lynch retains. Gotta give credit to Luna, though. She hung in there as much as she could, especially with a damaged neck after last month's show. Way to go, both ladies. And Becky retains. Okay, 92, did that say? 92, all right, sticking in the 90s. Oh, you thought we were out of title matches? Blam! Heck no. Title defense. And we got 3 more to bring you. Starting with the Tag Team Championships on the line. Champions Booker T and Kurt Angle going up against Dave Mastiff and Bill Bullock, the Yard Dogs. Now, Bill Bullock earned a tag title shot for his team by being instrumental in taking Booker, Angle, and Jarrett out of the Trios Tournament of Terror on Bullock's way to the finals. Now, his team was not successful in those tournament finals, but his performance so enraged Kurt Angle specifically that he laid down the challenge to put his tag team titles on the line, that is Kurt Angle's titles on the line with his partner Booker T, up against Bill Bullock and Dave Mastiff, the longest tenured tag team currently on the GWA roster. Oh, speaking of tag teams on the GWA roster, I have to indicate that we have broken up the standard. No longer exists. So go ahead and get rid of that under our tag team rankings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 tag teams listed now. I'd love to get 10 like semi-regular tag teams. All right. Anyway, enough of all that. Let's get down to the ring for a tag team championship contest. Booker T and Angle against Dave Mastiff and Bill Bullock. Oh yeah, I think I remember some of that during his Impact stuff. That Mr. Kennedy died in a horrible train wreck. Well, he kind of caused it himself by being somewhat unreliable, didn't he? Because like, there's always two sides to these things. He's like the only, or the first guy that won the Money in the Bank and then got stripped of the Money in the Bank. Like, he lost it so that Edge could have it again. Yeah, oh yeah, that was definitely a shot on WWE. I understand that. As we see one half of the tag champs, Booker T, in the white trunks, in there with challenger Dave Mastiff in the red and black singlet, reminiscent of very short-termed GWA roster member Vader, was in for a cup of coffee before retiring. You can hear the effort Dave Mastiff puts into each and every one of these maneuvers, though, as the action is spilled out to the floor in the early going, but Bullock and Angle can't be arsed to jump off the apron. Oh, I say that, now Bullock's down. See if Angle gets involved now that Bullock is. Kurt Angle still looking on, fully confident in his partner Booker T. Able to fend off both challengers so far. Is the 5-time world champion Booker T. Sorry, 6-time world champion Booker T. A former TNA Hall of Fame champion. A belt that he made up at the time. We got tags on either side, and in comes Bill Bullock and Kurt Angle. Now, this is the personal issue that spurred on this title fight in the first place. Kurt Angle not impressed that he and his squad losing to Bill Bullock and his Renegade Outsiders, who were unlikely to see in the GWA ever again. I hesitate to mention them by name, but just for the sake of argument, I'm going to tell you that Thomas Walker and Jack Howard were with Bill Bullock for the Trios Tournament of Champions, made it all the way to the finals. But thankfully, the tournament won by GWA roster members Minoru Suzuki, Kenta Kobashi, and Yohei. We saw Kenta Kobashi cashing in his guaranteed title opportunity earlier tonight unsuccessfully against Scott Hall in a banger of a match. Some other spill out of that tournament is this tag team contest, as it was Angle, Booker T, and their partner Jeff Jarrett that Bill Bullock and his friends bested in the semifinals to get to the finals in the first place. This was after Bullock and partners went over the Black Moon Fight Club in the first round, and Booker, Angle, and Jarrett defeated the Squared Circle K in the first round of their opportunities. A very hard-fought, submission-based tournament was this year's Trios Tournament of Terror. Originally scheduled to be an elimination submission-only tournament, but that elimination stipulation deemed too violent even for the GWA, as GWA officials did not want to put themselves in a scenario where someone in a 3-on-1 situation in a match could potentially be injured in an effort to get them to quit. As you see the action spilling out to the floor once again, Kurt Angle wisely rolling back into the ring on the earliest opportunity to try to settle things down as best they can. Not quite the combination we're looking for as Booker T and Bill Bullock fight on the outside. 10 minutes gone on this one. GWA Tag Team titles on the line. The Yard Dogs, former champs in their own right, very early in the belt's existence, were they at the top of the mountain. Current champions Kurt Angle and Booker T. As you see Bill Bullock and Kurt Angle finally back in the ring and things are settling down as we pass the 10-minute mark of this championship contest. Tags on either side. Booker T and Dave Mastiff now. I don't think a heel ripping up a sign would get them yelled at. No, it seems like proper heel behavior, to be honest. The rolling hills from Dave Mastiff on Booker T, trying to drive the wind out of the man. At least partially successful as he escapes to the sanctity of his own corner to tag in Kurt Angle. And what a capo kick by Booker T on his way out. Tag up on the other side of things, and in comes Bill Bullock waiting for Kurt Angle to stand. Big body press off the top. Kurt Angle, of course, looking for that angle slam or the ankle lock. Bill Bullock has the prison plex, that Phoenix plex hold, or the dreaded stomach claw. A submission maneuver that he has mastered, the deadliest submission maneuver in the GWA. There's the prison plex we were talking about, too close to the ropes. So we've seen that. We have yet to see the stomach claw. Kurt Angle with the rolling Germans. 2. Make it 3 into the cover. Too close to the ropes. Bullock able to grab the bottom one. Belly and a cover from Angle. Bullock almost put down. There's the Angle slam from the tag team champion. Hooks the leg. 2 and... Bullock gets out at 2. Bullock into the prison plex, but once again too close to the ropes. Big clothesline by Bullock there. Angle tagging out to Booker T and going up top. Where's Angle headed? Might have been thinking moonsault, but Booker T pulling Bullock back to his feet. Bit of a miscommunication from the tag champs there as Bullock able to get back to his corner and tag Mastiff into the matchup. Sound like a real violent evening over there, Zach. Big discus lariat from Mastiff. Getting the advantage on Booker T, looking to put him down and win the bounce. Double underhook into the backbreaker from Mastiff. Rolling hills from Big Dave. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, and Angle saves the matchup and the tag team titles. Another prison plex to Angle from Bill Bullock, dropping him on his head. Big side slam from Booker. Headed toward the 20-minute mark of this tag team title matchup. Double team coming your way. Oh, Booker T thinking better of it. And Angle mistiming things. Bullock able to tag in. 2-0. Booker T almost stole one. Angle slam. Into the cover. 1, 2, and Mastiff saves the belts. Or the opportunity at the belts, I should say. Oh dear, Drew hurt Cody. Ankle lock, center of the ring. Mastiff's got to get him out of this. He's got it hooked in deep. That will do it. Kurt Angle with the ankle lock, submitting Bill Bullock in a measure of revenge for the tag team champions as they successfully defend the straps. That was okay. It didn't really get out of, yeah, I was going to say it's probably mid-80s. It didn't really get into that 4th, 5th gear, but not terrible. Not terrible at all. Okay. And a successful defense of the tag team titles. Tapping out Bill Bullock. Okay, there we go. Title defense. Boom, 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 boom. 2 matches to go, and then we can check out our end of year stats and shimmy on out of here. Semi-main event, we are finally getting the big singles match between The Undertaker and Raven. The Undertaker having to put his Big Japan Championship gold on the line in order to get Raven to sign on the dotted line, with the additional stipulation that this match is no disqualification. That's right. Actually, let me check the rules here. No rope break, no DQ, no count out. Anything goes. There must be a winner. Pinfall or submission, no DQ for the Big Japan Championship. Champion Undertaker and his chief rival, the leader of the House of Misery, Raven. Finally, one-on-one across the ring from each other. Let's get down to it. This singles contest, about a year in the booking. Remember, it was ages ago that Raven tried to recruit The Undertaker into the then Doldrums. Undertaker sort of playing along before forming his own faction, the Black Moon Fight Club, much to Raven's dismay. In reaction to that, Raven revamping the Doldrums into what we now know as the House of Misery, replacing all 3 of the other members, one at a time, now consisting of Mike Awesome, Taz, Hayabusa, and the leader Raven himself. One-on-one here against The Undertaker. Raven still looking for his first taste of championship gold. In or out of the GWA promotion. Hang on, even flow. DDT at the 2-minute mark. Undertaker back to his feet before Raven was done posing, but just like that, Raven shows you how quickly he can hit that DDT. Both of these men each leading one of the now 5 factions in the GWA, as the Standard was disbanded earlier today in a 4-on-4 elimination contest. What is going on here? Drop toe into the chair by Raven. Signature offense out of Raven there. Drop toe hold onto the chair into the face of the dead man. Raven trying to set Undertaker on the turnbuckle. Undertaker countering, but look at the tenacity of Raven. Immediately back into the ring and grabs a chair. A reminder, there's no DQ in this one. Anything goes. No rope break either. There must be a winner as the action spills out to the floor. And that winning pinfall or submission must occur in the ring. It's not a false count anywhere, but it is a no disqualification. Weapon use is not necessarily encouraged, but it is perfectly legal. Hang on, last ride coming to Raven on the floor. Rake of the eyes by the challenger. Trying to shrug off the effects of that last ride by grabbing a chair is Raven. Impressive displays of offense by both men. Raven hitting that even flow at the 2-minute mark, and then Undertaker with that last ride at about the 6-minute mark. Neither men holding anything back in this one. As we said, this thing has been boiling over for about a year. We are finally seeing the one-on-one contest between the two of these gentlemen. Another last ride to Raven on the floor. Undertaker's got to drag him back inside if he wants to end this thing. Oh, just smacking Undertaker across the back of the head and now jabbing him in the back of the kneecap is Raven. Trying to break the dead man down to size. He's the leader of the House of Misery. Oh, just clatters him over the head. Misses that time. And a third last ride upcoming to Raven. 3 of them on the floor now. Whether or not he can go for the pin, those have to be taking their toll. As you see, it's Undertaker's turn to use the steel chair. Raven escaping to the sanctity of the ring, at least momentarily. These steel chairs continuing to take, effect. Jabbing him in the kidney that time, and then again waffling him in the back of the head, back to the kidneys. 10 minutes gone in this one. Raven's turn with a big pile driver. Oh, in the face this time. Raven thinking home run with each and every swing of that chair. Undertaker winning that strike battle. Deadman's got to catch his breath here, but he's only one choke slam or last ride away from ending this thing. You got to figure. Meanwhile, Raven's going to be looking to hit that even flow more often than not. He hopes to win this thing. Undertaker, I believe, countered it there. Sailing to the crowd that this is it. Here come those punches and bunches from the dead man. Rake of the eyes goes Raven. Gets sent off the ropes. Big boot. Sends Raven off. Blocks the big boot. Even flow by Raven. Into the cover. No, Undertaker back to his feet. That's 2 even flows in both times. Raven unable to capitalize. Too busy posing to pin his opponent. Raven getting his shoulder worked over by the dead man. Undertaker, the Big Japan champion, a belt that he won from Hollywood Hulk Hogan and has been defending since. Here against another GWA talent in Raven. The only way Raven would agree to meet the Undertaker one-on-one, and another even flow! And again the Undertaker back to his feet before Raven can make a pin! That's 3 times now! Raven more concerned with posing than finishing off his opponent. Raven looking for more help from that steel chair. Trying to position him, perhaps DDT Undertaker onto the chair. Once and for all, hang on. Into the corner goes Raven. Zach, don't keep me in suspense, buddy. Let me know who you signed. Oh, I thought he was thinking Snake Eyes, but he ties him into the Tree of Woe. Just working over the midsection is the Undertaker. Counters a suplex. Raven gets suplexed onto the chair. Off the ropes. Some poor timing there, and both men are down. Oh, like, you mean young, like, blue and yellow tights Randy Orton? Like that young? Like debut Randy Orton? Back when he was wearing St. Louis Blues colors? Oh, yeah. That's cool. So debut Orton. Like 2003. Another big Russian leg sweep out of Raven. Take nothing out of both men here. Take nothing away from them. They are putting up with a hell of an yeah, the blue and yellow. Yeah, because he's from St. Louis, right? And they were doing St. Louis Blues colors. Undertaker no-sells a pile driver and hits a last ride into the cover. 1, 2. Raven gets out. Taker sends him off the ropes. Diving clothesline to Raven. Undertaker sucking wind, but setting Raven up for perhaps the final move of the match. Taker trying to get the advantage here. Big clothesline. Raven with a discus version. Pulling Taker back to his feet. Punches and bunches once again from Dead Man Inc. Even flow by Raven. Once again, he can't make the pin. Last ride. 1, 2. Raven gets out again. Even flow. Stop posing, Raven. Now he gets a pin attempt. 1, 2. Taker kicks out. Raven wrestling on fumes right now. He's got to take a break for himself. Nice combination out of Raven. Where's he going? Waiting for Taker to stand. Big shoulder block off the top out of Raven. Grabs a nearby steel chair. Says this is it. Short arm by the Undertaker. Dodges the big boot, does Raven. Undertaker working the shoulder. Big back body drop. Taker got to catch his breath now. There's a combination out of Raven. Those punches into the discus lariat. Taker fighting back with punches of his own. What a test of wills this has been. Choke slam by the Undertaker. 1, 2. No, Raven kicks out. Counters the last ride with a poke to the eye. Into the choke slam once again. 1, 2. No. Raven with a bulldog under the chair. Short on by Undertaker in response. Still either man's matchup. Oh, thought he was going tombstone there. Big gorilla style slam. Raven going low to keep his match hopes alive. Another bulldog onto the steel chair. The face of the Undertaker meeting the steel. Taker able to fend Raven off for now to catch his breath. Sends Raven off the ropes. Blocks the big boot. Gets suplexed as Raven. Lands on the chair himself. Last ride time once again. Plants him into the cover. 1, 2. No! Russian leg sweep from Raven. Grabs the chair. Into the gut of the Undertaker. Back and forth they go as we crest toward 30 minutes of this contest. Beyond personal between these two. Neither man giving an inch. Undertaker now with a chair. To the ribs, to the kidneys, to the back of the head of Raven, who once again tells the crowd he has things well in hand. Oh, clatters the Undertaker once again. Into the corner. Out of the corner goes Raven. Off the ropes. Huge diving clothesline. Taker's up. Low blow by Raven. Taker setting up for something big here. Even flow. Raven got him again. Into the cover. 1, 2. No. Both men refusing to stay down.
30 minutes gone.
You just heard the call. 30 minutes plus in this one. Another even flow, this time onto the chair! 1, 2, no! Take her out again! Raven pulls him over. What's it gonna take? Another even flow! Aiming for the chair, but he may have missed. It doesn't matter. Into the cover anyway! No! Strong kick out to 2 for The Undertaker. Bulldog onto the chair by Raven. Getting their money's worth out of that steel chair in particular. In this no disqualification matchup for the Big Japan title. The champion, The Undertaker, on the receiving end of the onslaught of Raven. Undertaker has wanted to get his hands on Raven in his singles capacity for over a year. Snake eyes by the dead man. Last ride time. Spiked him. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. What a matchup. Undertaker retains. Follow that, everybody. My word. How'd we do? You darn right. You darn right. Built that for a year and it did not disappoint. Holy crap. The no DQ matchup between The Undertaker and Raven. What a barn burner. By the way, that's our third 5-star match of the show. We've only had one match dip into the 80s at an 87. Just throwing that out there. And no pressure on the main event, by the way. Holy crap. A title defense for The Undertaker. And what a war against Raven. And it has all come down to this. For the GWA World Championship, the final match of Year 7 of Generation 2 of the Gnarly Wrestling Aisle, our champion, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, leader of the Heartbreakers, is facing Eddie Guerrero, former Hall of Fame champion and leader of the Heat business. It is your main event, and it is coming up next for the richest prize in our sport. The GWA World Title matchup between challenger Eddie Guerrero and champion Shawn Michaels. In an expectedly long stream tonight, as we are cresting towards 4 hours, and probably hit around 4 by the time we're done. So we're going to do this match, and then we're going to take a look at the end of year results. We might take a look at what other people ran for their December cards, just to see. And then we're going to get on out of here, as I have a whole new year to plan. Got to remember to make sure that Kylie Ray gets to debut in our January shows. We just signed them. We might sign somebody else and debut the two of them against each other, maybe. I know I have a couple of edits I need to tweak. But here we have come down to your main event of the evening. Eddie Guerrero, who pinned Shawn Michaels in a tag team contest at last month's show, pinned him clean with the frog splash in the lead up to this title opportunity. See if Eddie can lie, cheat, and steal his way to the GWA World title against the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, who defeated CM Punk to become champion. You have to think that Shawn Michaels, win or lose, has to consider the evening an overall victory, as earlier in the night, Bret Hart's stable, The Standard, forced to disband as a result of a clean sweep elimination in a 4-on-4 tag team match against the Squared Circle K, where the losing faction is ordered to exist no more. And so they have been dispersed, at least in my text file, amongst the heel and face portions of the roster. We're going to update that a little bit off air. That does leave room for a 6th faction to emerge, potentially, in our 8th year, but I haven't really thought of or planned on adding so much as just kind of subtracting one, so that less than half of our squad, as opposed to about half of our roster. Well, it's 5x4, so we have 20 out of the 20 out of the 50 roster members are in factions. That's not a bad, that's not, 40%. That's not terrible. Plus, I like the idea of expanding the general roster. Hang on. Nicely done there. Added Shawn Michaels, nice counter into the pin. Nice break of it by Eddie Guerrero. Expect to see a mat clinic between these two. Counters upon counters. Two of the best to ever do it. Unfortunately, never really had a sustained program or sort of a showcase matchup against one another. Kind of two ships drifting in the night that missed the opportunity in the real world to ever really put something significant together. And that is a bummer. Mind you, it could be one of those scenarios where both or either gentleman realized that perhaps stylistically there wasn't really anywhere for a Shawn Michaels or an Eddie Guerrero character-wise to go in a matchup against the other. Shawn Michaels is best playing the underdog, as is Eddie Guerrero. One more likely to cheat than the other, as you see Eddie Guerrero not shy about hitting those 3 amigos. Into the cover on the GWA World Champ. Michaels barely able to roll that shoulder. Eddie feeling it. Michaels trying to get back in this thing, going up top. Sky high elbow, no, body press. Solid 2 count on Eddie Guerrero at the 10-minute mark. Exploder out of Eddie. Hooks the leg of the champ. 2. Michaels is at it too. Back to the 3 amigos goes Guerrero. But elects to pull Michaels back to his feet. Bad move by Eddie as he just got pile driven. Michaels waiting for him to stand. Moonsault press. Nicely done by the Heartbreak Kid. Sending Eddie off the ropes this time. Now setting up in the corner. Counters the powerbomb into a pin attempt, but too close to the ropes. All the regular rules are in effect. Rope breaks, DQs in the ring, so on and so forth. This match is contested under your normal GWA rules, as it is for the GWA World Title. Shawn Michaels floats over the suplex attempt. Just a straight shot to the back of the head to Eddie, drops him. And then some attitude out of Shawn Michaels. Chopping away is the former Hall of Fame champion. Looking to become world champion. Frog splash to the back of Michaels. Rolls him into the cover. 1, 2. Michaels escapes. Eddie Guerrero, intimately familiar with the back injury of Shawn Michaels. Hang on. He's not going to win the belt by DQ, but perhaps just playing psychological warfare here with Shawn Michaels as Eddie Guerrero. Mr. Bigfoot unsure what to do with that one. Eddie Guerrero able to capture him into another series of 3 amigos, however. Michaels spilling out to the floor at the 15-minute mark of this one. It has been mostly Eddie Guerrero who's been able to keep the champion off his game, on his toes, off his game. Big pile driver coming up. Nails him. Send him into the corner now. Oh, head scissor takeover by Guerrero, throwing Michaels into the turnbuckles. Reversed across the ropes. Here comes Michaels, huge clothesline. Champion still in this thing. Can never count Shawn Michaels out until the final 3. Nice swinging neck breaker into a figure four, center of the ring from the champion, and that does it! Shawn Michaels with the tap out win, just like that. Bit of a surprise there, but an immediate call for the finish on that submission application. Shawn Michaels outlasting Eddie Guerrero with the figure four leg lock, successfully defending the belt. I don't think we had any titles change hands, did we? No. No, we did not. Not complaining, just observing. 94% for your main events. Boom! Another title defense. That was a lot quicker than I was anticipating. I was expecting a good half-hour battle between the two, but that's okay. It's not like we're not 45 minutes over our time anyway. In front of 72,000 strong. A show that the audience loved. Holy moly. Cash, Wheeler, and MJF are the AEW Tag Team Champions. We have new CMLL Tag Team Champions. Superfly is the new AAA Champion. Rob Van Dam is the new Triple Crown winner in All Japan. And Chris Sabin is the new Impact Heavyweight Champion. Matt Tremont is the new GCW Heavyweight Champion. Lots of title changes last month, and we still made over $2 million, and that puts us over 40, which means we can spend half of that on upgrading the gym next month. Cool. Attorney for CMLL. Okay, here we go, end of the year stuff. Here we go, annual results announcement. How did we do? We made $8 grand. Or $8 grand, we made $8 million. Oh, we're still number 2. So close. Let's take a look overall. Okay, we are the 8th most popular. We have the best wrestlers. We have the 3rd best belts. We have, our assets went down. Cool. Oh no, that's, our assets went up. That's, money total. Okay, so we have the 5th most, amount of money to play with. And the best gym. So we are still number 2 overall. So my plans for year 8 involve getting WWE back in the ring for a promotional battle and defeating them. And that's my goal. So there it is. We are number 2 overall once again. Good stuff. Yes. Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay. Okay, good. So I'm trying to get back to the screen. Confirm. Now let's take a look at our charts. So our asset transition, we're slowly getting up there, but look at the gap at the top ones. Once you're in the top, even as a member of the top 5, look at the gap. We're at 40, and the number 1 team is at 205. So a long way to go there. Kind of plateaued in terms of title belts. Took a dip last year and sort of evened out. Yeah. Kind of slowed our momentum to stay at number 2. Wowzers. Plummeted in popularity this year. Huh. People must be getting sick of us. Best wrestlers in the world, best gym in the world still. Interesting. Our worldwide popularity went way down. We didn't grow, but we didn't shrink. We'll take it to the next level this year. Ready to go back to work? Sure. Let's get our January news and then sign off for the week. 2nd place. Set our sights higher. Randy Savage joined the WWE. What other Savage would it be? Ted DiBiase joined NXT. Couldn't find anyone in the scouting. Pagano left AAA. Kazuki from Big Japan wants to come in. Sure. I might put them against the Undertaker. Sure, come on down. So that's a sponsor contract for the new fiscal year. Okay. Well, let's do Prince Pepperoni. We haven't done them in a minute. Live and on-demand fight sports streaming service. Their free content has attracted a large user base. I get 10 grand a month. Or pizza delivery with no benefits or conditions. There it is. Now I got to do the other ones. Under contract to them. What are my other good ones? These aren't very good. Zanturus, got to be higher than 50. Inspiration Sports. Yeah, I'm less popular, so I'm getting less good sponsors. Okay, got them all. Yeah, my monthly sponsorship has gone down as a result. Very interesting. Okay, let's do management, trading center. Let's do all this. One of my sponsors must give me a discount because I think I just got 10% off the expansion of this gym because I'm going to save $2 million. We're definitely going to lose money on this one. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do that actually yet. Not bad. Not bad. Blew everything else out, which is great. Save that. Let me just go and send some scouts out. Yeah, Stoic, or let's do Freestyle. 6. Off you go. Strong Style America, 6 months. Off you go. Yep. Send those scouts. Okay, save that. I still have a little bit of consulting to do. Who's new? Kylie Ray, you're pretty new. There you go. Biggest raise I can give you. And Britt Baker. Biggest raise I can give you. To start with. Start that out. Now let's see if anybody else wants actual raises. Punk. Punk wants more money. Try to do these as quick as I can, just to set us up for January. Year 8. Baby raises. Baby raises for you. Baby raises for everybody that's already over $5,000. Shawn Michaels wants more money. Sure. More money for the champ. Already making $14,000. Now making almost 16. Okay. Eddie wants more money. Man, my main event. Turning on me here. Baby raise for you. Okay. Seems to be okay. Now, before I log out, let's do this other thing. Manage stables. The standard. Bret Hart and Bret Hart and Mike Bailey to no affiliation. Now let's see if I can do this right. Face, I do. Oof, I gotta do everybody else. Doot. All the way up to this. Yeah. No affiliation. Go here and go. You all go back now. Ray. But I did this backwards? I did this backwards. That's funny. Just go in the order you do it, though. Babyface? Now, did I do that right? Yeah! Except I have to do it again. Because... Montez. Here, these last 3. Bing, bing, bing. No affiliation. And then no affiliation. Bing, 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 bing. To... Babyface. There. Now everyone's here, and it is still alphabetized. Which also means I need to do the other half of things, which is take the standard and take these two, Brody Lee and Will Hobbs. Yep. We have disbanded the standard. The fans aren't happy with the decision, or you for that matter. We gotta stick with our own stipulations and such. Okay, so on the heel side of things, everything after Punk goes to no affiliation real quick. And go back and go in order, including Hobbs at the very end, to heel. There we go. All done, all in order. There are 5 stables. And that's it. No more standard. All the rest of it's done. We've taken care of some salary issues like we like to do. I got a little bit of editing to do. I got to turn Blackwood and Emi Sakurai into junior heavyweights, even though that they already should have been. We're starting year 8 next week. The big wrestling weekend. For those of you that are interested in seeing the 2 nights of WrestleMania, the NXT events, all of the other associated, like just the world of wrestling in general, converges onto whatever city is holding WrestleMania, and they just shows everywhere. Like while I'm speaking right now, there are independent wrestling shows happening in that like Dallas area or wherever the heck they are. Okay. Let's go to Rad Cam. Hiya! Get my big dumb face front and center so I can thank everybody for watching, no matter where or when you happen to be, and wishing everybody chill vibes and clear skies. If you find yourself in possession of a plethora of positive energy, please share it if you can spare it. And don't forget about your old pal, the Silent G, Rad Gnarly, saying so long for now. We are going to be back on the air Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to take Large Barge for a spin in Ark Survival Evolved. So until then, TTFN, let's go ahead and find somebody to spread a little love to on my way out of here. Come on, Stream Deck, don't do this to me. Crash, crash, crash. Oh, there we go. Let's go see what Kane's up to on our way out the door. All right, thanks for hanging, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night for some Ark. If not, enjoy your weekend, especially if you're, like me, going to be taking a lot of wrestling this weekend. Have a good time, everybody. See you soon. Ta-ta.